Is the other mic on?
Yes, it is.
Both mics?
I got both mics. This is Mike.
Yeah, you got it in.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Vinny. Nice to meet you. Stand by, gentlemen.
Well, you're like, where is this team?
Yeah.
Where do you rank this team stacked up in school history?
Testing. Testing.
And it is the third round of the playoffs. The Weslaco Wildcats are in the third round of the playoffs, taking on Cibolo Steele here at Buck Stadium. Carlos Roberto along with Mike Gonzalez, and here we go, Mike. This is a team that finished fourth place in the district, but they beat two very competitive teams. They beat Edinburgh Villa, then last week they beat Del Rio to get here against Cibolo Steele, a very, very good team.
That's right, Carlos. So who would have thunk we're here at Corpus Christi for a third-round playoff. This is a team, like you mentioned, Carlos, that finished in fourth place in District 32 6A. We're underdogs against Edinburgh Vela. We're underdogs last week against Del Rio. And now they're even heavier underdog against Cibolo Steele. But, hey, we got nothing to lose, right? We're just going to enjoy the experience and have a great time. So I'm looking forward to it.
This is actually the fourth time in school history that Weslaco East has gone to the third round of the playoffs. That's right, a young school, 14 years old, the school is. But here they are once again in the third round of the playoffs. And we've had some very good teams from Weslaco East that have gone on to the third round of the playoffs, twice against Cedar Park, and this is a second time against Cibolo Steele. How does this team rank as one of the top teams in school history?
Well, Carlos, this is a squad that I've pretty much followed since they began their success in 2000, 2008. And I still, this is a great accomplishment they've done going to the third round this year. They're coming into this game 8-4 for the season. But the teams that, in my mind that stand out to me are the 2010 and 2011 teams that won District 32 4A at the time and went to the third round of the playoffs and played Cedar Park each time in the Alamo Dome.
Right.
We're talking Bobby Gonzalez, who was a star running back of the team. We had an awesome offensive line led by All-State player Carlos Cuellar. And at the time, Carlos, the powerlifting program was at the peak as well, winning state.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about athletes that were big and strong, athletic, talented, and they had a lot of depth. Right. This is the Wildcats of right now are really young. They're full of juniors, sophomores, and even some freshmen.
Right.
With some senior leadership. But so I don't think of what we see here right now and tonight is not what the best that we've seen. I think the best is yet to come. But I mean that remains to be seen, tonight and next year and so forth.
The history of this team is not done yet because, like Mike said, still a lot of players are going to be coming back. In fact, the core of this football team will be coming back next year. So look out for them next year. But this team right here, this is a team that lost in the middle of the year, lost to Harlingen, lost to San Benito, lost to Los Fresnos, weren't sure if they were even going to make the playoffs. But this team is a totally different team than the regular season. Where was this team when they played against San Benito and Harlingen and Los Fresnos?
Well, you know what? I'm sure there's a lot of people asking that question, Carlos. But, the thing is, Carlos, a lot of these players that are playing weren't with the team at the time. And we had a lot of injuries to some key players. And that happens to every football team. But with the Wildcats, it's a very, very small 6A school that barely made the numbers for a 6A as it was. And so staying healthy was really, really critical in order for them to have success. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. They lost some key players. But the good news is most of them are back, starting with Gerald Garza at defensive end, who's playing tonight for the first time since San Benito early in the district season. And so it's just little things like that on top of a brutal schedule. And, but sometimes that happens. That's that's where the chips fall into place and things like that. But the thing is, Carlos, right now they're playing their best football.
All right, let's talk
at the right time.
Let's talk a little bit about the night, Cibolo Steele, because this is a team that went on a tear during the season. They did have a loss. Let's take a look. They played against Madison. They beat that team by a score of 37-7. People in Weslaco, they remember San Antonio Madison. Lake Travis, that was a game that went into overtime, and that is their only loss of the season. And they lost to Lake Travis 59-56. It was a high-scoring affair. Went into overtime and they ended up losing that game. And Lake Travis, in case you haven't heard yet, they beat Los Fresnos earlier today. San Antonio O'Connor, they beat that. They win there 45-24. Smithland Valley 24-17. Judson, one of the powers of the state of Texas, they beat Judson, one of their rivals, 30-9. They beat New Braunfels 38-7. Then they take on Canyon 21-14. East Central 62-3. Wagner 40-28. Clemens 34-13. Brandeis in the first round of the playoffs, they win that game 42-21, and then last week they beat Vandergrift by a score of 17-0. So if you take a look at strength of schedule, it's a pretty tough schedule for Cibolo Steele. They're worthy of their number 5 ranking in the state of Texas.
Absolutely, Carlos. This is a team that's like you say, Carlos, ranked number 5 in the state, number 2 in the region, according to Coach Mike Burgett, has up to 14 Division I players on the roster. It's a fairly young program, Carlos, that opened about 2005, 2006, have gone to at least the state quarterfinals every year since 2010. And as a matter of fact, in 2010, they went on to win the state championship. And then in 2011, actually went to the state championship game again, but lost. But yes, so they're a state power, Carlos, who develop players and who move on to play college football year in and year out.
So who are these players? Who is the BMOC,
BMOC.
of Cibolo Steele? And it could be just about anybody on this team, supposedly. According to Coach Burgett, there's 14 D1 prospects. That's the information that he told you, right?
That's correct, Carlos. When we talked to him Monday morning, and first time I asked him, tell us about Cibolo Steele, and he just kind of giggled and said, hey, these guys are loaded. They have 14 D1 players, and so forth. And it starts off with their quarterback, Xavier Martin, who is a Texas Tech commit. This is a guy who is very accurate throwing the football, who's very mobile, who runs the offense very, very well. And so far up to this point, he has over 1,600 yards passing, 15 touchdown passes, and he also can run with the ball. He has 590 yards and 8 touchdowns coming into tonight.
About 6 foot tall. We saw him out here earlier this afternoon, warming up before the game, and he could sling the ball and he could run it too. So that's someone, of course, that the Wildcats will be keen on. But also Brendan Brady, 189 carries, over 1,200 yards, and 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos. This is a guy that rushed for over 1,000 yards. He's fast. He can hurt you as a ball carrier or even as a receiver. Some of the video we saw from earlier in the season, we saw him run, up the middle. We saw him run sweeps, and we even saw him run, some passes that were thrown to him in the flat or even down the field. So it comes down to if he has the ball or if Xavier has the ball, the defense has to make sure to wrap their arms around him and tackle. It's fundamentals.
And another person to talk about is Josh Crossland. He is, or Crossland, I should say, a defensive end, and he's a commit to the University of Minnesota. 59 tackles, 9.5 sacks, and 11 hurries. He's a big boy, and he's one that we talk about the offensive line for Weslaco and how good they are. Well, they're going to be tested with this young man.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos. So this is a man that even if the play goes away from him, he has the capability of flying from one side of the field to another. He can be a dominant force. We were talking to Coach John Boswell on our way up here. He rode in the vehicle with us, and we asked him, I go, when we get this far into the playoffs and you play against teams that are bigger and faster, what do you do? And he just says, it's all about technique. Yeah. It's about staying disciplined. And when he and I were talking about that, I just kind of thought back to the Bill Belichick saying of, do your job. Regardless of where you are on the field, even if the play is on the opposite side of you, do your job. If your job is to block, you make sure you block the guy in front of you. And so that's what the Wildcats are going to need to do in order for them to be in this game.
Absolutely. And then let's take a look at Weslaco East, the BMOC for Weslaco East. It has been a couple of guys. It's actually been the whole team, but a couple of standout players. Roy Pedraza, once again, this young man, weren't sure where he was going to play as the season started because he's just a junior, but he's been playing varsity football since last year, and a very, very good player, Josh Pedraza. Just take a look at this. In 2 games, the last 2 games, the 2 games of the playoffs, 540 yards for him.
I know, Carlos. I mean, you bring up, that he's a good player. I think he's gone from being a good player to a great player, among the best in the Valley, if you ask me. And he's probably been one of the biggest stories in these playoffs, in not only in Weslaco but in the Rio Grande Valley. And this guy, it feels like he's just getting better and better within each game. A lot of it has to do with the offensive line. This is a young offensive line that we have, and yet they've been able to do a heck of a job with their blocks, and Roy is just running right behind him, and I think he's getting more familiar with the offense, just like we say last week. And in the second half of last week's game against Del Rio, he had another long run that helped put the game away, and he's going to need another big game tonight, that's for sure. Yeah,
he was kind of quiet. I don't want to say he was quiet, but didn't have any big, long runs like he did against Vela and like he had during the season. And then finally he broke open one for over 60 yards, and it looked like they were going to tackle him at the 10-yard line. It looked like they were coming from behind. Looked like they were coming from an angle, a little stiff arm. Got him into the end zone. Just an incredible play for Pedraza.
Yeah, absolutely, Carlos. That was one of the bigger highlights of the game last week. And I mean, we at that time, Del Rio was still in the game. But we needed a play like that to, put the game kind of out of, a little cushion, I guess would be the right word. And, he's been money. He's really, really come through. And that's what I like about him in the big games is where he's really performed. And, man, I'm very excited because he's one of many juniors in this team.
The other person to look out for, J.C. Vargas. Weren't sure who they were going to put him. Was he going to be a quarterback? Was he going to be a wide receiver? He plays a little bit of everything. And last week at wide receiver had that big run for 76 yards. The game, they were actually behind in the contest against Del Rio till that big catch. And after that touchdown, they never looked back. Never gave up the lead.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos. That was third and long. And where they trailing, I think they were trailing 13-10 at the time, and Lefevre delivered a heck of a throw to him up the middle and took it to the house. And the Wildcats didn't look back. I remember talking to Coach Mike Burgett in the first practice, and one of the first questions I asked him is, who do we look out for this year? And the first guy he mentioned was J.C. Vargas. He says, because Ciro Rojas was a huge loss from last year's team, but he was like, but this guy is just as good, if not even better. And, he's really, really come through as a receiver, as a running back, even as a quarterback, and even as a corner or safety, even special teams. He's been their all-around player. Another junior right there.
Right, and also worthy of maybe All-Valley honors as well.
Absolutely.
We're here at Buck Stadium, where it's the third round of the playoffs. Weslaco East taking on Cibolo Steele here. Game time at 6 o'clock. You can watch it live right here on the WISD website. Now we're going to bring in someone from San Antonio, but maybe some people in the Rio Grande Valley remember this guy, David Hinojosa. Thanks for being here, David. San Antonio Express News.
Yes.
But you're from the Valley, right? From Edinburgh?
I'm from Edinburgh, yeah.
So you know all about San Antonio football, and you know about Valley football.
Allegedly, yeah. We'll see. we're about to find out right now, so yeah.
So what do you think? Tell me a little bit about Cibolo Steele. Are they what everyone,
I think, and this is just from what I've seen, I think Steele's the best team in South Texas. San Antonio down. I don't think there's a better program in terms of the talent from top to bottom. Doesn't mean they're going to win tonight, but I think certainly when you look at all the athletes they have, and you mentioned the guys who are probably going to be playing, top-level college football, I think that's certainly, you can make the case for that. I think they might be the best team south of Lake Travis, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I mean, this is a team that they've only lost 4 times in the last 3 years, twice to Katy, one to DeSoto, and then to Lake Travis this year. So, and the only game where they were really out of it was last year's regional final against Katy. They lost that, I think, 38-0. So, but this is a team. They have a lot of guys who've been here before. They know what it's like, and we'll see. I think. I kind of give them the edge in this game, I guess you could say.
David, you and I were talking before we came out in the air, and one of the things you mentioned to me is their defense. Their defense is really, really good. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Josh, you mentioned Josh Crosland. He's a guy that can he's a quick guy. He's a big guy. And he's an interior guy, but he can put on a rush on the quarterback. I don't know if East is going to pass the ball that much, but the fact that he can get back there and get penetration and plug up things is going to be key. And I got to see Roy Pedraza last week. I was very impressed with him. I think the key for Steele is going to be to make sure that he doesn't get going, Mm-hmm. And I think Steele, he's going to really be a key to making sure that they don't sustain long drives. So I think the way East is going to win this game is they have to control the clock and they have to sustain drives. Yeah. And they have a couple of good guys. Linebackers, Jaden Jackson, he had 15 tackles last week. They held Vandergrift to 86 total yards, so he's going to be key. And I really think that their defensively are playing well. The one thing that stands out about Steele is they've kind of kept teams in games, it seems, but they've been able to turn it on in the second half. Last 5 weeks, they've only given up 14 points total in the second half. So I think it's imperative for East to either have a lead or go in tied at halftime, because that game could get away from pretty quick.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there anyone else that we're missing? Because they talked about 14 D1 players. Is that true? Is there that much talent on Cibolo?
Well, you look at Brendan Brady. He's a junior, and he's probably going to get a lot of looks. I mean, he has over 1,000 yards. A kid that's kind of flying under the radar because he's been hurt. He's a running back. His name is Travell Lumpkin. He's got offers from Colorado State, Texas Tech, Houston. He's been hurt, so he's kind of a guy that's kind of getting back into the lineup. And they have a kid by the name of C.J. Williams. He's not a big guy, but he's a guy when he gets in the open field, he can be very dangerous. They like to kind of throw him out in the flat, kind of see if they can get him in an open space. He also has a couple of punt returns for touchdowns. So he's a guy that can be really, really dangerous when it counts. So.
David, Cibolo Steele is fairly young. They started play around 2006, and they've gone to the state quarterfinals every year this decade, and they've won a state championship in 2010. So they're really a fairly young program. Why don't you talk to us about some of the, maybe the zoning wise, where they're located and where they're, who do they play as far as rivalries and stuff?
Well, they're in District 27-6A, and they're kind of situated in they're in the Schertz school district, so they're kind of situated in the northeast part of San Antonio. They're very close to Judson, and Judson's probably their biggest rival right now. Although Clemens is in their district, but Judson's kind of, from a competitive standpoint, they're a little bit more even. What Judson, Steele, what they get a lot of military kids, and a lot of kids that you'll see on Steele and Judson, they're military kids.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing. That's been a big reason for their success. How they end up at Steele, I don't know, but they do end up at Steele. So.
Right. There used to be because not a lot of Valley schools make it past the third round.
Right.
There's only been a handful over the years, and they used to say Valley Week, W-E-A-K. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they still call it Valley Week.
Yeah.
What's the respect factor like? Do they think that we're that much better than these guys?
Well, I've seen it on both sides. You
Right.
know, I saw it when I covered it in the Valley, and I was, I don't like the term because I'm a Valley guy, and I think it's just, it's just a lack of, it's just very disrespectful. I think Harlingen, when they made that run a few years ago, kind of broke that stigma a little bit, and I don't really see it. I don't really hear that term as much as I did before, for whatever reason. This year, just so happened, Chula Laredo schools are playing Houston schools in the regional quarterfinals. Yeah. That's a part of it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily a lack of respect. I mean, when you use that term,
sure.
That's what the connotation is. But I don't really hear it as much as I did maybe a few years ago,
right.
for whatever reason. So, and I really think Harlingen's played a big part in kind of breaking that. And Harlingen's been playing San Antonio schools with regularity in the regular season. So, I just don't. Yes, it's there, but
right.
I don't think it's as much as it used to be. So.
What about the coaches, David? Have you had a chance to talk to the Cibolo Steele coaches, and what did they say about Weslaco East?
Well, the one thing that they're concerned about Weslaco East is this running game. It's a little unconventional. A lot of the teams that they have faced are more wide open, probably more what Del Rio did. I know that Scott Linhoff would have preferred to play Del Rio just because it would have just been easier to prepare. So this is an offense that could be very dangerous because it can theoretically, if it working, you can control the clock, you can eat up time, and you can limit the amount of opportunities that your playmakers have. And Steele's got a lot of them. So. But, I think he's going to be all right. Yeah.
I know that San Antonio had a little rivalry going with Austin as far as the best tacos are concerned.
Oh,
but
yeah.
have they had tacos from the Rio Grande Valley? How come we weren't in that little competition?
I don't know. I called it whenever people brought it up, I call it the NIT of Taco Wars.
Right.
Because, let's be serious. I will say the last time I went home was about a month ago, and I actually brought tacos for some of my coworkers from Stripes, the Q tacos.
Yeah.
And I passed them out. And these are people that they've lived in San Antonio for a long time,
right.
And they'd never had anything like that before.
Exactly.
So,
and those are from Stripes.
And I'm going, well, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Exactly.
So.
All right, David. We're going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you very much for coming on our pregame show here.
Good to see
All
you.
right.
All right, Dave. Good seeing you, buddy.
I look forward to reading his article and his breakdown of the game in the San Antonio Express News later on tonight or maybe tomorrow morning, Mike.
Right.
So final thoughts on this game after talking to David. A little bit of atmosphere going here tonight.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting a little bit cooler here, so kind of getting anticipating for this game.
Yeah, I think Dave broke it down really well for us on what Weslaco East needs to do. And, they're going to need to continue to get first downs. They're going to need to continue to chew up the clock. And I went back, Carlos, to the last, against Edinburgh Bella and against Del Rio last week, and I noticed that on third and fourth down, they have done very well. Combined on third down, they've been 17 out of 28, so that's a very good percentage there. And on fourth down, they've been 5 out of 6. So that tells you that Richard Lefevre has done well with the quarterback's needs, that Roy Pedraza has come through with big runs. And, last week against Del Rio, there were 3 out of 3 on fourth downs, and one of them was a touchdown toss from Lefevre to J.C. Vargas right before the half that really gave them momentum. And so they're going to need those long, sustained drives to give the defense, let them rest. And the defense is just going to try to do their best to hang with the Knights because they are very explosive.
All right, so we'll see what happens. We got about a little over 20 minutes before kickoff here. You can watch the game right here. You're watching this right now on the WISD.us website. Myself, Carlos Robledo, and John Boswell will be a color commentary. Mike Gonzalez will be down here on the sidelines. We'll have the game for you. We'll also have post-game show as well. So go ahead and keep it right here. And for everyone here at K-West, we'll see you here in just a few more minutes for the opening kickoff.
Good evening and welcome to Buccaneer Stadium for tonight's Division II 6A Regional Semifinals between the Weslaco East Wildcats and the Cibolo Steele Knights. Tonight events provide a showcase for the talents and skills of the students from each school for equipment competition, which is the theme of all interscholastic events. The performances you see are the result of many hours of preparation. The teams, bands, dance teams, and cheerleaders have encouragement and appreciation. Please encourage them with your cheers, applause, and good sportsmanship. These students, along with the directors and coaches, represent their school with pride and honor. This game will be conducted according to the rules of the University of Scholastic League. The officials are selected and consider those rules and the rules should be respected by all. The use of alcoholic beverages for illegal drugs is prohibited on our school property, as well as the possession of illegal weapons in public gatherings. The use of tobacco products is forbidden on the entire premises, which includes concession areas, restrooms, and parking lots. Be reminded that spectators are not allowed on the field following the game. We thank you for your attendance. Captain for tonight's game for the visiting Weslaco East Wildcats, number 23, Luis Aguirre, number 42, Jesse Trevino, number 45, Adrian Duran, and number 77, David DiCanini. Captain for the home team, Steele Knights, number 4, Xavier Player, number 13, Onyx Smith, number 15, JT Woods, and number 25, Brendan Brady.
Gentlemen, welcome to the third round of the playoffs. Congratulations to both of you. Cibolo Steele, you're the home team. Weslaco East, you're the visiting team. You'll be called the coin toss. I got a zebra head, zebra tail, zebra tail, zebra head. Tell me what you want so number 4 can hear you. Head tails is the call. That's the tails. You won the toss. Weslaco East has won. They've deferred their odds in the first half. Cibolo Steele will exercise his first half option, will receive the ball. Hey, gentlemen, good luck. Have fun.
Official for tonight's game out of the Houston chapter is referee Joe Ray, umpire Roger Crispin, head linesman is Steve Bracewell, line judge is Mike Mulcaney, back judge is Andre Morgan, and the side judge David Walker. Field judge is Sean Stillman, alternate is Bill Bollinger.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ariel Becerra, Student Council President for Weslaco East High School. On behalf of the interim superintendent, Dr. Filomena Leo, our school principal, Dr. Raul Cantu, our faculty and staff, and all our Wildcat family, we are honored to be here at the Buccaneer Stadium where we face up against the Cibolo Steele Knights. This is round 3 of the playoffs, and I know it will be a thrilling and amazing game between the two great football teams. Tonight, everyone will witness the sights and sounds of our award-winning Wildcat Regiment. The highly spirited cheerleaders win on
the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Connect and get live scores statewide. Find games near you. Plus, get your photos on our Friday night show. This is the one app that can handle high school football in Texas. Hit the App Store and type Football Friday.
Whether at home or on the go, you can follow your teams like never before. Stream live games with Fox Sports Go. To join the conversation, interact with other fans, and check out exclusive content, go to our social media pages from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything in between. And for exclusive video content and insights, go to foxsportssouthwest.com. Follow your teams wherever you go.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the Weslaco East Wildcats alma mater. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Cibolo Steele Knights alma mater.
And we hit the field like, and we hit the field like, and we hit him 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 like.
And we are live at Buck Stadium, where it is Weslaco East taking on Cibolo Steele, the Knights. And here we are in the third round of the playoffs, where Weslaco East, for the fourth time in school history, is here in this always competitive third round. Carlos Roberto along with John Boswell, and Coach, it's an honor for Weslaco East just to be here, but this is a team that's thinking we could beat the number 5 ranked team in the state of Texas.
Well, you know, they're young, Carlos. They've been through a lot this year, and why not? You know, why not us? Coach Burgett said about a month ago, it's time. It's time to get in the playoffs. And then he had a shirt that said, we're in. If he had one now, it should say, why not us?
All right, so we're lining up right now. They still haven't done the national anthem. I think they're waiting for Cibolo Steele to come out at this point of the locker room. And Weslaco East will be wearing their white tops and their black pants, and you're going to see a similar color on the other team, because you talk about Black Friday. It's Black Friday here because both these two schools' primary colors are black and white, so you'll be seeing a lot of that here this evening. Should be a fun game. You are going to see a lot of players from Cibolo Steele that look like they're going to be moving on to the next level. We talked to David Hinojosa from San Antonio Express News, who talked about those players and them moving on, and Coach Burgett as well says, yep, there's a lot of talent on the other side and a lot of guys that will be playing on Saturday afternoons.
Well, anytime you're playing a team that won a state championship within the last 6 years, Carlos, and been in the finals one time since then, you're playing a quality program. The school's only about 10 years old, and they have about 9 good years of playoff runs.
So Weslaco East still lining up here. I'm not sure if this is going to be the national anthem or this is going to be a ceremonial coin toss, because I know they did do the coin toss already. And so we're still not sure what the delay is. We're still waiting for Cibolo Steele to come out on here. Cibolo Steele is a team that is 11-1 on the season. Their only loss was to Lake Travis, and that was one that went into overtime. I think it went into double overtime, triple overtime, something like that. But that is their only loss. And Lake Travis is a team that's moving on to the fourth round of the playoffs because they beat Los Fresnos earlier today.
I believe that would be a rematch. If Steele were to win tonight, Carlos, they would rematch with Lake Travis in the next round of the playoffs, which would be one, that I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, that would be certainly a good game to watch. Very competitive teams in Lake Travis out of the Austin area and San Antonio. Cibolo Steele out of the San Antonio area. It's been a while since the San Antonio school has won a state championship, or anybody from Region 4 has won a state championship. It's been going to the Houston schools and the Dallas schools over the years.
Well, it was probably Steele in 2010, the last time it won anybody but Katy pretty much, and that's who beat Steele last year was Katy.
All right, and here we go. Cibolo Steele now out onto the field. And coming out of their big helmet, and they got the smoke and everything going on. And there's a good crowd here. You see the crowd there from Weslaco East, as they did travel well. And one of the things that you'll also notice is not only you have the fans from Weslaco here, but there are also fans from across the Rio Grande Valley coming up to Corpus Christi, only a 2.5-hour drive to. Well, if you drive with Boswell, he'll give you all the shortcuts, and you'll be here in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And so, yeah, the crowd is here to watch this game.
Yeah, it's a great place to watch football. This stadium was built by the same project as the stadium we were in last week. The WPA built this stadium. I worked here on this campus for 7 years. Great place to coach football, to watch football, and to play football.
All right, we'll go ahead and send it to the PA announcer for the national anthem.
The United States flag is a symbol of our great country, and accordingly all of us should honor that symbol by placing our right hands over our hearts, and gentlemen should remove their hats. Remember, silence is a form of respect. Within hearing distance of the music, please rise and remain standing in respect for our country and our nation's flag as the Cibolo Steele Band plays our national anthem.
All right, so now we're getting ready for some football here at Corpus Christi's Buck Stadium. But let's go down to the field to Mike Gonzalez. Mike.
All right, Carlos, thank you very much. When you reach the third round of the playoffs, it's a very special accomplishment. But this special accomplishment, special run is for David Decanini. his cousin Sam Salazar played for the Wildcats several years ago, and Sam Salazar had an unfortunate accident, passed away a year ago. But David came out on Facebook that went viral, where he was pointing up to the sky, kind of dedicating this playoff run to him, and just kind of communicating with him through his heart, saying, "This is for you, Sam. This is for you, Sam." And so it's good to know that they have somebody up in the sky looking out for the Wildcats. And he says, he looks up to the sky. He goes, "I need your help." He goes, and he also thanked them last week when they beat Del Rio. And so it's good to know that you have somebody like that to share. Remember somebody like that. And another thing, Fabian Castro, I saw him during practice this week, and he feels like he's ready to go. I saw him warm up. So we'll see if he contributes to the team tonight. Back to you, Carlos.
Thank you very much, Mike. And, of course, the Salazars have had a big impact on Weslaco East football, and so did Sam.
Yeah, Sam was a special kid. We lost him about a year ago. And David and Jerry Decanini, his cousins, have made Sam proud, I'm sure.
25, Brendan Brady.
All right, so Cibolo Steele will be receiving this ball to start off this game. And one of those back to receive the ball is Caden Stearns, number 2, for Cibolo Steele. He's on the near side. And on the other side, it looks like that is Jaden Jackson on the far side of the field. And Chucky will be doing the kicking off, Orlando Fuentes. And this is a dribbler down the middle of the field, picked up at the 30-yard line. And good job there by Weslaco East to make the stop at the 35-yard line, a host of Wildcats.
Yeah, I saw Mike Gonzalez and number 8, Robert Alanis, involved in that tackle. They didn't want to hit it deep to those big return guys, Carlos, and so they're going to take it at about the 35-yard line. Let's see what the Wildcat defense can do against Cibolo Steele.
All right, and Weslaco East, this isn't their first rodeo once again. 4th time, and I'm taking a look at that big offensive line. They're big, but not as big as Cedar Park a few years back. But look at big old number 77 there, Nicholas Holiday for Steele. He'll be there at right tackle. All right, so here we go out of the spread formation. Man goes in motion, give it to him, and that is C.J. Williams on the carry, and not much there. Picks up maybe a yard on the little give.
Well, the speed sweep back to number 6 was outstanding. He flips it forward so that it actually goes down his passing yards. Good job by the outside linebacker for the Wildcats, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
All right, Xavier Martin is your quarterback. Number 1 is committed, they say, to Texas Tech. And here we go on a 2nd down and 8 yards to go. A man coming in motion, and they'll give to the man in the up back, and he has it running with the football. This is Trey Armstrong with it out in the open field. Little move as he crosses into Wildcat territory. A nice run. And let me check that. That is Brendan Brady. We talked about him during the pregame show, and there he is with a big run crossing into Wildcat territory.
Yeah, he's one of their big hitters, number 25, Brendan Brady, over 1,000-yard rushing in this offense, and a lot of guys get the ball, so that's quite an accomplishment.
All right, so here we go once again. Martin at quarterback, looking over the defense, going to come out, passing here this time, a little pressure, gets it to his big fullback coming out there. He lost the football as it goes out of bounds. That is Armstrong with the catch, and you can see him. It'll be easy to recognize him because he has the hair sticking out of the helmet. And did you see what he did? He lowered his shoulder and goes into the defender of Weslaco East.
Well, he's listed at 228 pounds, but a nice job out there by Freddie Cardenas and number 3, Ryan Rodriguez, getting that ball out. It's going to be 1st down, though, for Steele.
All right. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Give once again. Brady up the middle and crosses to the 10-yard line, a pickup of 6 yards for the Steele Knight.
Yeah, right now the Steele offensive line is just getting off and getting on people, and the backs are making nice cuts.
A little bit of a up-tempo offense here. No huddle for the Knights. This is a drive that starts at the 35-yard line. Here they are at the 10. Or maybe the 9 of Weslaco East. Give once again Brady to the outside. Left-hand side looking for a block. Trying to get to that corner, and he does. Did he make it? He sure did. Touchdown. Brendan Brady for Cibolo Steele. 6-0. Knights with the lead.
Well, Carlos, Cibolo put 4 receivers to the left. The Wildcats didn't do a good job of getting lined up to it. Cibolo just outran them to the quarter. Touchdown. With 10:23 left in the first period, that drive lasted less than 2 minutes.
And it was mostly running. They did have one pass play, but the big run by Brendan Brady. And the extra point is good to make it 7-0. And Knights with the lead.
That was number 14, Matthew O'Brien with the kick, left-footed kicker, up and good. It's going to be the Wildcats' turn. Let's see if they have an answer for that touchdown.
All right, so, yeah, Weslaco East made them work for it a little bit, but we'll get to see what Weslaco East has here on offense. The defense, yes, they were challenged there, as Cibolo Steele was able to march down the field, I don't want to say easily, but they made it look easy from up here.
Well, that's a quality football team with skill position people, big linemen. You mentioned number 77. He's listed on our roster as a 317-pound junior. I'm guessing 6'4" or 6'5". So, there's some big – they may be not Cedar Park big, but they're pretty big.
Well, the thing with Cedar Park, they had 5 guys that were his size.
They had 5 of those.
At 5, and in fact, they got one guy's playing for the Cleveland Browns right now.
They do.
An offensive lineman for Cedar Park playing in the NFL. So that's the type of talent. Once you leave the Valley, leave Corpus Christi, leave Laredo, you're going to find when you go up to the big city schools and you're playing against the San Antonios, Houstons, and Dallas, you're going to find that type of talent.
Oh, sure. And the only team these guys lost to is Lake Travis. Lake Travis won 5 straight state champions back when they were back from 4A.
All right, so here we go. Back to receive the ball, Roy Pedraza. Back there, along with J.C. Vargas, inside the 5-yard line, both of them. And so here we go. And a high, very high booming kick, and it'll go to J.C. at the 10-yard line. And J.C. crossing the 20-yard line. Now he's out in the open field and crosses the 30-yard line. Looked like he had a little bit of space there, but coming up quickly and making the tackle from behind there was one of the members of the Steel Knights.
I believe the tackle was by number 26, Joseph Campbell. He's listed as a senior defensive back. When you play talent like this, when you break in the open, there's people that can catch you. So that's a nice way to start the game, though. See what the Wildcats have on offense.
All right, take a look for now. Joshua Crossland, number 94, he'll be playing defensive tackle. Actually, it's a defensive end position for the Knights, and they'll run it out of the solo back. And this is Pedraza to the outside, and Roy picks up about 3 yards. And looking for a flag there was the crowd, but nothing called.
Juan Henry, number 44, Carlos, on that tackle, played off his block, worked outside, got Roy for about 4-yard gain. Now, one surprise a lot of people, and something I'm really happy about, number 42 for the Wildcats, Jesse Allen Trevino, who's been overcoming an injury all year, is in the lineup tonight.
All right, Pedraza in the backfield once again, trying to get them to move, and they do. And Lefevre powers forward, and they'll catch him in the neutral zone. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Knights.
Lefevre on the carry.
Richard Lefevre with the carry. He did pick up, looks like 2 or 3 yards there.
Offside, defense.
So they'll walk it off 5 yards, and here we go. This is what Weslaco East likes to do. They like to have it in 3rd and short or 2nd and short, and be able to take control of the line of scrimmage, take control of the clock, and certainly do take their time. All right, so here we go. 3 men in the backfield here, along with Lefevre, and he'll give to Pedraza. Pedraza looking for a hole, and he squirts forward and picks up the first down for the Wildcats.
He's so close to sneaking through that hole there, Carlos. They ran the power I and kind of came back away from the power, and he almost snuck through there, but a big first down for the Wildcats.
All right, they have the ball here now. It's at the 45, 48-yard line. And first down and 10.
JC in the ball game.
Oh, yeah, JC. Yeah, he plays a little bit of quarterback, and he'll do that right now. Will JC once again. 4 men in the backfield. Fake to Pedraza. Roy now with the ball. And Roy with a little bit of speed there, but you'll see the man come up quickly. Travian Carter for the Knights to stop him cold after a pickup of 5 yards.
Yeah, flash fake the ball to Roy Pedraza, and then JC follows his guard and tackle up in the hole for a gain of about 7, Carlos. Good first down for the Wildcats, 2nd and 3.
2nd down, 3 yards to go for Weslaco East now, and who will be Richard Lefevre back in at quarterback. And here we go, Pedraza. Pedraza on the right-hand side, and once again, that offensive line is doing just an excellent job because this is going to be close and perhaps another first down for the Wildcats.
Well, once again, they're running a lot of counter. And when I say counter, I'm talking down block play side, pull the backside guard and tackle up in the hole. Actually, they're pulling one of the tight ends and the guard up into the hole. So you get a bunch of people at the point of attack, first down Wildcats.
And so here they are now at the 43-yard line of the Knights. And Weslaco East, they got to be happy with where they're at in this part of the game at 8:36 in the contest. Pedraza with the ball up the middle, nothing doing there, and this time he's driven back, and I think that is going to be Crossley there, the defensive end, making the tackle along with a host of other guys in black jerseys.
Right, that's a great play by 94, but you ran the same blocking pattern about 4 straight plays there, and Coach Burgett's really good about that. If you're not stopping it, he's going to keep doing it. Well, somebody down there, 94, figured out what was going on, held him for no gain. So this is a big 2nd and 10 here.
Maybe Castro now checks into the game. Lefevre comes to the sideline, will talk to Coach Burgett, then jump back out there, and they'll try to run as much clock as possible. There's now 8 on the play clock, and so here we go. Pedraza in the backfield to the right-hand side. Pedraza trying to cut the corner, and he does. Pedraza all the way to the 31-yard line. First down once again for Weslaco East. It was 2nd and 10, giving 11 yards for the first.
Well, Carlos, they gave Cibolo a little bit of their own medicine. They kind of unbalanced over there to the field to the right side. Cibolo never really got lined up. Good blocking at the point of attack by the Wildcats. Roy with a good run. First down, Wildcats.
7-0, Cibolo Steele with the lead right now. It's 7:30 in the first quarter. This is Weslaco East's first possession of the game. Big run there by Pedraza. Once again, you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. And here we go. Run up the middle. Pedraza powers forward and gets maybe a yard there.
Yeah, he kind of ran away from the strength that time. Of course, you can't tell a great back where to go. He only gained about 2, but as long as the clock is ticking and the Wildcats are driving the football, I think everything's in good shape.
All right, so here we go now. Weslaco East with a sweep once again. Right-hand side, Pedraza spins away from a tackler, then stopped at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down now here, and about 9 to go. Looks like maybe he lost a yard.
Yeah, there was a run-through from the linebacker. The linemen are zoning to their right, and one has to come off to the linebacker. Nobody did. He ran through unblocked. And, I think he lost the yard. It's going to be 3rd and about 9.
All right, so here we go. Give to Lefevre. Wasn't expecting it. Now he's got a pass out, or just throws it out. And he was not expecting it to look like a snap came a little too early. It will be 4th down, but this is part of the field where Coach likes to go for it.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. You're out of Chucky's range here, I think. It doesn't make any sense to punt. If the ball goes in the end zone, you only gain 10 yards. So it's worth going for it. But I think it's one of those deals where that play was supposed to be on first down, and somebody said shift or something. Well, the center doesn't know what. He's supposed to go on the first down, and that causes things like that to happen. 4th and 9.
All right, Lefevre now. 4 wide receivers, and he didn't give him some time. He throws it out there to JC. Can he get there? And that was just a little too strong for Richard, and JC couldn't come up with it, and it'll be over on downs here as Steele, as the defense is able to hold.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where, last week they went to the slant and got JC on the slant. This time the defender was on an inside technique. Give JC the fade. You just got to complete that ball. It's going to be Steele ball at the 30.
All right, so here we go, already up 7-0, 6-11 here in the first quarter. And here we go, Brady with the ball. Now to the outside with a little bit of speed out there and brought down at the 40-yard line. On the tackle there, was that Duran who made the tackle?
Yeah,
sure it was.
That's him.
For Weslaco East.
Well, they're just real patient, their backs, Carlos. They get over there, they let the blocking take place, and once the hole opens, they can run.
All right, so that'll be a first down now for the Steel Knights with about the 46-yard line, 44-yard line rather. And the clock continues to roll at 5:45 after the first down. And so here we go, Xavier Martin at quarterback. Gonna hand off, nope, gonna fake it, pass, down the field, caught, all alone in the open field, and he's gone. Caden Stearns, touchdown for the Knights, 13-0 now. for Cibolo Steele.
Well, they cut the Wildcats in a man over there, it looked like, and he just ran the play fake, throws the linebackers and the secondary, hit him on that skinny post, and it's touchdown.
56-yard strike to Caden Stearns. And we'll have an extra point right here. Then we'll take a little bit of break after the extra point right here with 5:32. 13-0. Extra point is as good. It sure is to make it 14-0. We'll go to take a break right now. The Knights are leading 14-0.
DQ, this is where we stop in Texas. How does your typical Texas mom stop the afternoon munchies?
Mom, we're hungry!
With a quick stop at DQ. From great DQ desserts like the Blizzard to classic dip cones, shakes, sundaes, and more. Because DQ has something for everybody. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ, this is where we stop in Texas.
All right, back here at Buck Stadium, 5:32 here in the first quarter, 14-0 Cibolo Steele, and it looks like they brought their A game. Sometimes you will have a team that is so overconfident, ranked number 5 in the state, and when you're number 5 in the state of Texas, that means you're probably one of the top teams in the country because some of the best football is played in the state of Texas. But they're not coming in here. They're not overlooking Weslaco East at all. They're bringing their A game, at least offensively they are.
Well, they've been concerned about their offense a little bit. I talked to a reporter from the San Antonio area that was concerned. They only scored 17 points last week, and they knew as they went into the playoffs they were going to have to score more than 17 to be successful. Looks like they're heading there now.
All right, JC will get this one at the 10-yard line, and JC hits immediately as one of the men there for Cibolo Steele got away from his blocker and made the tackle on JC Vargas.
Yeah, their speed and their strength is starting to show up already. That young man was down the field in good position, ran through his block, made the tackle. Wildcats take over at about the 18, Carlos. They had a good first drive. Couldn't finish it, but had a good first drive. They need to change the field possession here and maybe get a score if they can.
All right, so here we go. Wildcats coming out once again. They'll run it out of the I formation now here, will they? On first down and 10 from the 18-yard line. And give this time to a man up there, and I believe that's Pedraza carrying it, and only about a yard pickup, maybe less.
Yeah, that's the little G play, down, kick out by the guard. Roy snuck in at fullback. They're trying to use JC at tailback, Roy at fullback. Didn't make much there, maybe 2 yards. Going to be second about 8, but you need more than that on first down, or you get yourself in trouble with a long third down.
Okay, the Wildcats have tried one pass here in this game, an overthrown fourth down pass to JC, but they'll come out of here. Out of the I formation, once again, looks like a running play for the Wildcats. And man will move in motion. I believe that's Bulnez. We'll go to the other side. And here we go to JC. Man in the open field and quickly in a hurry. And is that our man, number 94, Joshua Crossland?
I believe that's number 43 again, Shane Sampson, or number 44, but it could be 94. Their numbers are kind of rolled up. I think it's 44, Carlos, not 94, but what a play.
Yeah, that's the outside linebacker who made that tackle right there. Juan Henry.
Juan Henry.
Number 44. And, yeah, as an outside linebacker position, he went in untouched, it looked like. And that'll be third down and 13 yards to go here for the Wildcats. Passing down for Lefevre and company. Looking and thrown to his receiver, intended receiver there. Looks like that's Rashad Beecham. No. Looking at the wrong roster there.
Number 80.
Yeah, Hector Science.
Yeah, that's Trey. And number 2, the young man I believe that just got the touchdown pass was on the coverage, Caden Stearns. Give him a little pop in the back. The ball was a little high. And now the Wildcats are punting.
Deep to receive for the Knights. Number 6, C.J. Williams.
All right, back to return now will be C.J. Williams for the Knights, and he stands at about the 50-yard line. High punt here by Lefevre. He'll let this one bounce, and he's going to pick it up off of the hop. And down the field he goes, looking for a block, down the sideline, tiptoeing, now in traffic, spinning, and finally hit. And the Wildcats will bring him down, but there are 2 flags sitting right at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I believe number 20, Alvaro Medrano, was blocked in the back on the coverage of that kick. So that's going to bring it back. But you can't fall asleep on these guys. That guy took a ball off the bounce and returned it about 20 yards. Aided by a penalty, though, so they're going to walk it back, and it'll be Steele first down.
Yeah, down 14-0. That's kind of what you didn't want to happen.
Return. Illegal block in the back. Number 2, receiving team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
As far as the Wildcats are concerned on offense, that you didn't want 3 and punt. You needed to sustain drive and try to put points on the board because you're already down 14-0.
First and 10, Cibolo Steele.
So here we go, Steele. That'll push them back to the 24-yard line. And they'll come out here once again. And Martin still at quarterback. There goes a man in motion. Martin looking to pass and has his receiver with the catch right there. Now trying for a stiff arm. Breaks away from one tackler. Still going and moving strong with the catch there is Onyx Smith.
Yeah, number 13, Onyx Smith catches the ball out there. He's listed as 188-pound receiver. He's a junior, and it's going to be second and about 1.
Yeah, looked like a pretty nice little stiff arm there by Onyx to get away. Is that Medrano out there watching it? And here we go, second down and 1, like you said, Coach. And Martin, he'll give it. And carrying the football now here. It's going to be just enough to the 35-yard line to get the first down. Alex Allenby with the run there.
Yeah, it looked like Allenby on the run. That's a little zone to the left. They weren't trying to get too much. But the patience of their running backs are really impressing me.
And I'd like to make a correction on there. That was Travell Lumpkin with the run, number 30. Now we'll go out of the formation here, and they'll give to Lumpkin. Lumpkin up the middle, and still going to the 40-yard line. Now a little bit of move there at the 50, and to Wildcat territory where he is finally brought down. And there's every single member of the Wildcats is in there on that tackle to bring down Lumpkin.
Yeah, Lumpkin's the young man they mentioned in pregame had been dealing with some injuries during the season that they were happy to have back, and that they really wanted to get him rolling in the playoffs. And if that runs any sign of how he's feeling, that's a pretty good run.
He'll remain in there, Will Lumpkin, and be right next to Martin on a first down and 10. Fake to him, looking to pass, has a man wide open, but now he feels the pressure. Martin's going to go rolling out to the right-hand side, looking for a block. And now Martin, here we go, down the sideline, tiptoes, and finally brought out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, close to a first down. He had a man wide open on the other side, but didn't take the shot down the field.
Yeah, he stood back there, and he looked, and he looked, and he stood back there, and he made a move, and then he decided to take off, and he makes 9 yards. That's the kind of player you get that's going to Texas Tech.
Second down and 1 now here for the Knights. Martin going to give. This time it's on the carry. Lumpkin to the 20-yard line at the 10, little stutter step, and brought down inside the 5-yard line. Nice run for Trevor Lumpkin.
J.C. Vargas out of his free safety spot had to come over and finally make the tackle. And, you know, Lumpkin's running pretty well, Carlos, but if you're really watching, he does have a limp. So I don't know what he's coming back from physically, but it's going to be first and goal at about the 2 for the Knights.
Already up 14-0, knocking on the door one more time with 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the contest. So here we go now. Martin, Lumpkin in the backfield. And Lumpkin up the middle, just needed a couple of yards, and he gets it and give it to him. Yep, touchdown. Trevor Knights. Cibolo Steele Knights.
Well, the linebacker level of the Wildcats did a good job of meeting him in the hole, but they were only on the 2-yard line. He punches it through, and number 14, Matthew O'Brien, out for his 3rd extra point.
20-0 right now, Wildcats with 2:02 here in the first quarter. Extra point is good to make it now 21-0. Cibolo Steele.
Extra point is good. The 2:02 left to play in the first quarter.
And there's 2 minutes and 2 seconds still left in the first quarter. And 21-0 Cibolo Steele. Weslaco has to come out and sustain it, do a little bit better job, or try to sustain the drive. But the defense now, it's hard. It's easy to say that from up here, but the defense for the Knights has certainly picked it up.
Well, yes, they have. But, you know, when you don't convert that first drive, when you make a mistake that causes you not to be able to convert that first drive, emotionally it does something to you. And then when you come out the second drive and you don't have any success. Steele has told their guys, Carlos, if it plays coming to you, don't think play action, don't think anything, go get it, and that's what they did on that second drive.
All right, so the Wildcats back out onto the field. Once again, you'll have Pedraza and JC in the back there. JC Vargas to return this one.
Deep to receive for Weslaco East, number 1, JC Vargas, and number 5, Roy Pedraza.
All right, so here we go now. And looks like it's going to go to JC from the 10-yard line. And JC now with it slips right at the 20-yard line. And once again, Weslaco East unable to get that return. Last time out, they started at the 18-yard line. Now this time at the 20-yard line. So a little bit of work to do here for the Wildcats.
Well, they're kicking the ball extremely high. So JC's having to wait on that ball to come down. That time he actually had some halfway decent blocking, it looked like, but he just slipped. Hard to explain on the turf and the surfaces and the shoes they wear, but it does happen.
All right, so here we go now. Out of the I formation in there will be Castro. And who do they give it to here? It'll be Pedraza on the carry, and good positive yards there for the Wildcats.
Well, they switched up the formation a little bit. They went kind of to a tight slot set in the I. Got Roy up inside for about 5 yards, 4 yards. Pretty good first down, though.
Yeah, good little 5-yard pickup there. That's what you need. If you're Coach Burgett, hey, just give me some positive yards. Slow down this train a little bit of the Knights. All right, once again, I formation, Pedraza in the tailback position. Give to him up the middle and squirts forward, and good little pickup there by Pedraza as he picks up a good 3-4 yards.
Well, one thing an offensive coach wants to do, Carlos, he wants to do what they call staying ahead of the chains. You want to be 2nd and 5 or so, and you want to be 3rd and less than 3. I mean, you want to stay ahead of the chains. Right now, they're pretty much on the chains. They're at about 4.
All right, here we go from the 25-yard line. Jumping into the neutral zone again are the Knights, and that'll be an easy 5 yards and a first down for Weslaco East.
Well, that keeps the defense off schedule. That keeps the defense having to sit in their stance and wait for the ball to be snapped, or they'll do that all day. You know, the teams in the Valley kind of know if it's 3rd and short, you better do what they call hold your water. These guys don't know that yet.
5-yard penalty. Yardage is enough for a first down.
All right, so first down here for the Wildcats. A much better drive compared to the last time out, and they have the ball here at the 31-yard line. Pedraza in the backfield once again. Richard Lefevre at quarterback. But they'll give it to another man here. This is Freddie Gonzalez, who takes it on the cross. Up the middle, not much there, though.
I think they were trying to run a tackle trap there. Freddie going back. The guy backside for Steele stayed home, makes the tackle for about a 1-yard gain. We're down to about 27 seconds in this period.
All right. 2nd down and 9 yards. They do give him about a yard here, and we're under 20 seconds. And as soon as this quarter is done, we'll send it down to Mike Gonzalez. He'll have a little report for us on the field. But right now they're going to run one more play here. And out of the eye once again on the 2nd down and 9. And play clock is down to 4 seconds. Lefevre's going to have to snap it. He does to Pedraza. Pedraza, nothing doing there. And that'll bring up 3rd down. That'll also be the end of the quarter. We'll go to the 2nd with the Knights up 21-0. But right now, let's set it down to Mike Gonzalez. Mike.
All right, Carlos, we're standing here at the Weslaco East sideline. The coaches, they're still trying to stay positive, trying to tell their players there's still a lot of football left. Little room for error. The best drive they've had is the first one, which was over 4 minutes on 10 plays, but unfortunately, back-to-back incomplete passes ended the drive. It's 21-0 here. The Wildcats, the players look positive. They're still, I watch them. They're still smiling at me. They're still giving a thumbs up. So, let's see if they can come out with a stronger second quarter here. Back to you, Carlos.
All right, thank you very much, Mike, and it's good to hear. Yes, down 21-0. You got to stay positive. You're in the 3rd round of the playoffs.
I mean, you're playing football after Thanksgiving in a high school setting. Outstanding job by the Wildcats.
3rd down and 9 yards to go here. Lefevre looking and trying to go to Medrano, and good defensive job there by the Knights to break that one up. And it never got to Medrado. In fact, it was could have been picked off because Johnson was there for the Knights.
Yeah, he was mentioned also in the pregame. Number 21, Jaden Jackson, linebacker, senior, did a good job of getting in that passing and then getting his hand up. Once again, it brings up 4th down. They're going to kick it away to number 6. And, yes, we saw that C.J. Williams can be dangerous.
All right, so Lefevre high. Good punt. This one's going to hit right around the 40-yard line and take a Steele bounce and go out of bounds, does it? And near midfield there, and Steele will have the ball in great field position here now. Up 21-0 are the Knights. Lumpkin with a touchdown. Caden Stearns with a touchdown for the Knights. And they'll come out here and try to add to their lead with just starting the second quarter, 11:47.
4 receivers to the left here, Carlos.
Here goes a man in motion. Another man in motion. And they'll go ahead and give to him. Running with the ball there, C.J. Williams. And a good little pickup there of, looks like 8 yards for C.J.
Nice defensive play by Adrian Duran, but they really stacked the field over here with 4 receivers left, and they motioned 2 different guys over there and ended up going away from their strength.
All right, 2nd down and 4 yards to go here as they give him 6 on the carry for C.J. Williams. Martin at quarterback wants to pass here, looking. Going to be a screen to the right-hand side. Flag is down and running freely on the other side there now and finally knocked out of bounds. And we'll have to check the flag here.
That's usually the area, Carlos, where you have the lineman downfield on the screen. But it's something on them.
That was Brendan Brady on the run.
Number 50, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat it down.
Yeah, it wasn't lineman downfield, which is, on a screen pass, you got to really worry about that. It was a holding. Accomplished the same thing. It's going to make it 2nd and about 14. But the Wildcats right now are moving to the ball pretty well. They're just going to have to tackle and keep that up.
All right, so here we go. 2nd down and 14 yards to go after the 10-yard holding penalty against the Knights. Martin. Looks like a run here they're going to give. Brady with it, and Brady will get about good 7-8 yards there.
Yeah, he just cut back that zone play up inside. They spread the field with their wide receivers. You've got to respect those people because they're all dangerous, and that opens up seams inside.
So they get a little bit back now to bring up a 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Make it 3rd and 5 for the Knights. Martin. And they give here. This is Brady with the ball. And Brady still going, breaking away from the tackler. Brady spinning away, still going as Brady won't go down as he crosses near the 20-yard line. A flag will be thrown late there, and this might be going up against the Knights, so we'll have to wait and see.
If you look at the beginning of that play, Carlos, I thought the defense did a nice job. Actually had him stopped for less than a 1st down. He just kept his feet moving, kept spinning. Let's see what the penalty is.
Holding, number 13, offense.
So it'll be a spot foul and spot it.
Yardage is still enough. 1st down.
Yeah, still enough for a 1st down because what they do is, depending on where the infraction takes place, then they'll move them back 10 yards from there. And it was just such a good gain there for Brady. They still get the 1st down at the 39-yard line. So 10:20 left in the 2nd quarter. Martin with the ball. Martin wants to pass, looking down the field, streaking, and caught at the 5-yard line and going in for the score, touchdown for the Knights. And that's Brady with the score.
Yeah, Brady lined up out there and just headed straight up the field. Nobody in that seam. Martin finds him. Touchdown, Steele. And here comes number 14, Matthew O'Brien, for another extra point.
So Brendan Brady, how long was that? That looked like 35 yards
About 35,
yeah.
Carlos, somewhere in there.
All right, so extra point is good. We'll go to take a break and be right back.
Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest. Download the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Connect and get live scores statewide. Find games near you. Plus, get your photos on our Friday night show. This is the one app that can handle high school football in Texas. Hit the App Store and type Football Friday.
Whether at home or on the go, you can follow your teams like never before. Stream live games with Fox Sports Go. To join the conversation, interact with other fans, and check out exclusive content, go to our social media pages from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything in between. And for exclusive video content and insights, go to foxsportssouthwest.com. Follow your teams wherever you go.
All right, 28-0. Cibolo Steele with the lead here. Haven't had to punt once in the game yet.
No.
Plenty of kickoffs. High. JC is going to be Roy actually with it at the 10-yard line and tripped up at the 20, still going to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats will set up shop here, and they'll go out here once again. Had a nice little, that first drive was very nice for the Wildcats. Got down into deep into night territory, but the drive stalled and was over on downs.
Well, on the last drive, they had a first down or two and kind of were starting to have things happen. But, you know, against a team like this, you can't take a loss on an early down. Carlos, I know we're live right now on the net. Miss Stephanie Inlow, one of the counselors from Weslaco East, is watching us in Idaho. We want to say hello, Stephanie. Go Wildcats.
That's right. All over the world, people can tune in. And so here we go. We've got a man in motion, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty against the Wildcats.
False start, 75 offense.
Yeah, they had something about to happen there. Number 82, I believe that is Derek Ibarra, one of the faster guys on the team. Maybe was going to get the ball on a speed sweep. Lineman got a little antsy, went early. That's going to make it 1st and 15.
Not a lot of mistakes for the Wildcats during this postseason run. And this one did cost them 5. This is JC at quarterback, and he's going to run this one up the middle. And JC powers forward and give him about 3 yards here, and he'll bring up 2nd down now and 12 yards to go.
So they flash fake the ball to Ibarra, number 82. JC keeps up the middle. It looked like it may have been more open around the edge with Ibarra. Let's see if they try that on this down.
Clock is at 9:42 before the half. And let's see, they'll stick with JC at quarterback, running a few different formations. A man will go in motion. They'll give to him, and he's running with the football and stopped immediately. Maybe a yard gain there on the end around with Derek Ibarra.
Yeah, he took a shot, Carlos. That outside linebacker went nowhere. He was sitting there waiting on it. And now it's 3rd and 11. I'm surprised they don't see Richard back in there. 3rd and 11.
Not sure what. Lefevre still on the sideline right now, and this giving him a different look is Coach Lefevre with J.C. Vargas in there at quarterback.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason for it, and maybe we'll find out later.
3rd and 11. A little bit of movement by Weslaco East. Was it called? Yep, it sure was. And one of the linemen just picked up his. He was going to pull, and he just picked up a little bit early.
Well, you play a team like this, Carlos, and it'll force you to make mistakes. That guy's quicker, he's stronger, he's better than the guys you're used to playing against, so I've got to get going here. And it's forced 2 early movements, something you haven't seen out of the Wildcats really all year.
Looks like they're going to put Lefevre back in there. He's down the sideline talking to Coach Burgett, and he will jump back in there now and see what they have here. I know they had a long 3rd and 13 against Del Rio, and this is similar. This is like 30 and 17 to go. And here we go. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the and another flag. And now we talked about how.
Game, number 13.
Yeah.
Offense.
We talked about how clean a football game they've been playing over the past couple of games. And now here, moving backwards because of penalties.
Well, 15 yards on this drive, which has only been 20, I believe, or 30 in the last 2 weeks combined. 15 on this drive. Uphill battle now when you're talking 3rd and 22.
All right, same formation. 4 wide receivers for Lefevre. Here comes the pass, and let's try to set up a screen to Pedraza, but this linebacker just too quick, and he's there in a hurry. Great tackle and good job there. You got to give him credit. It looked like that was J.C. Ivory, number 23, came up there and made the tackle for the Steel Knights.
Yeah, he was sitting back in his zone, Carlos. He was looking for anything crazy happening like that, and you're right. When that ball left Richard Lefevre's hand, he was on a horse, and he got there quickly.
To receive for the Knights, number 6, C.J. Williams.
All right, so Williams once again to return a punt here, standing at the 50-yard line. And this one goes end over end, low kick. And Williams will let this one roll and take a Wildcat roll to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's a very advantageous roll Richard got right there. It's going to put the defense out there playing at the 45-yard line. Great coverage when number 85, Sebastian Virial, number 85.
45-yard line. First and 10 Knights.
So the Knights come out here. They talked a lot about this team and how good they were, and they're as good as advertised. Up 28-0 right now against the Wildcats, 7:23 in the second quarter. And here we go once again. Martin at quarterback. In the backfield with him, that is Lumpkin. And they'll pass it out here. And caught at the 50-yard line. Still going. Flag will go down. Looks like it's going to be holding against the Knights. But on the carry there, on the catch was Ty Armstrong for the Knights.
Number 4, Eric Gonzalez did a great job out here defensively. He's the young man that got held, Carlos, out on the edge, trying to get off that block. And for a change, that's going to walk Cibolo back, and they're going to be fighting the chains a little bit.
And the officials, we talked about how they let them play last week. This one, they're calling it a little bit tighter.
Well, you know what? The officials got to call it tight when things are starting to get away from them. Or a hold like that could lead to a touchdown when he was being held.
So moving back 5 yards, bring up first down and 15 to go after the penalty is enforced against the Knights. And Martin wants to come out passing once again. And he'll go right back to his this is a big wide receiver there, Armstrong, with the catch.
Yeah, Armstrong once again listed at 228 pounds. He's listed as a fullback tight end, but I've seen him almost exclusively, Carlos, lined up as a wideout, the outside receiver. What a mismatch that is. Nice tackle by Eric Gonzalez.
Second down and 8 yards to go now here for the Knights. Armstrong will stay in the backfield here now this time, where you would think he would line up as a blocking back, and here he goes blocking. And with the carry there, and all the Wildcats once again converge to make the tackle on the young man, Trevor Lumpkin.
Well, I see Jaime Banuelos, number 97, also Robert Torres involved. That's a good job. You know, you got to keep playing. Number 45, Adrian Duran, telling the defense, let's go, let's go. And 3rd and short. This would be big for the Wildcats if they could stop them. 3rd and 1 here. They'll run it out of the eye. Lumpkin in the backfield along with Martin. And he'll run it out of the spread formation. Lumpkin will get the carry. Right-hand side. And he'll pick up the first down easily as he's stopped at the 40. Yeah, Jaime Banuelos came out of his secondary position, but someone tripped him up. I believe it was Duran as he went through the hole. He stumbled for a first down. But right now, the Wildcats are making them work for their yards. Yeah, it's not easy pickings for the Steel Knights at this point, but they are moving the ball as a drive that started at their 40-yard line, and they're at the other 40 now, the 39 of the Wildcats. Looking to pass, Martin down the field to his receiver, caught at the 10-yard line. Another little skinny post right there. And the catch is made by Onyx Smith, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's Onyx again. He's the young man out there with the shirt tail hanging out. Really the only one, so I'm pretty sure that's Onyx. A nice job on the skinny post. Not terrible coverage by Madrano at first down Knights. They'll give to Lumpkin. Lumpkin, a little spin move there at the line of scrimmage. Another move right here to the 5-yard line and brought down. And you're seeing some nice moves there now by number 30, Trevor Lumpkin. Yeah, he was dead to rights about 5 yards deep in the backfield. Made what they call a big-time move, spins out. Adrian Duran hits him at the 5. He goes 2 more yards. It's second and goal from the 3.
All right. Lumpkin in the backfield. They'll give to him to the right-hand side, and he goes in. Good job of the offensive line of the Knights. Control the line of scrimmage. Wide open space. They only needed 3 yards, and he gets it.
Well, they blocked down over on the strong side. Number 22, we've seen outside Trey Armstrong. Kicks out. Lumpkin's up inside. Touchdown. And here comes number 14 for his 5th extra point.
It's been all touchdowns for the Knights. All 7s on the board for them. And they'll try to add another point right here. And the extra point is good to make it 35-0. Cibolo Steele Knights in control of this game. The Wildcats got here by beating Robert Vela in an upset. A lot of people were expecting Robert Vela to win that contest. And when they saw the final score in that one, people were like, whoa, Weslaco East. And then they beat Del Rio. And Del Rio, I think people were kind of expecting Weslaco East to beat them. I think last year they played them toe-to-toe. And they had a lot of those same players back from last year, so did Weslaco East. And the Wildcats left no doubt winning that game last week. But here they are against one of the top teams in the state of Texas and down 35-0.
Yeah, they're playing an elite team. But, you know, the Wildcats have so many young kids, Carlos, that this is a learning situation. One is going to drive their offseason. It's going to motivate them to go in every day and get in the weight room, get on the track, do all the things you need to do for next year. Because look what happened when you played Del Rio back-to-back years. 1 year is better than the next. Let's see if we can come back to this round and play Cibolo again and see if it might be a different story.
All right, Pedraza back along with JC to return this one. And this one a deeper kick, and it'll go out of the end zone. And the Wildcats will get the ball at the 25-yard line.
Kickoff goes through the end zone for a touchback.
Touchback there, and the Wildcats.
A
lot of players will be back next year. They're going to be one of the teams that'll be talked about for the 2017 season.
Well, you know, we always talk about you graduate a Bobby Gonzalez and a Brian Guzman, you're graduating 3,500 yards of offense. Wildcats are, I don't know, other than Fabian Castro, if they're graduating any yards of offense. So that bodes well, and a lot of the defense is really young.
All right, out of the I formation, they'll pitch it to Pedraza. Pedraza looking for a block, and Pedraza moving forward to the 30-yard line. Good little 5-yard pickup there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a nice job. They got the edge that time. The linebacker came through underneath, but Roy was able to outrun him. That's a good about 6-yard first down, 5-6 yards. That's all you want to do. You want to stay on schedule with the chains. You want to run the clock, but you want to find something positive to build on. And we can run the toss on Steele. We can run the toss on anybody.
4:26 or 4:18 now. The clock continues to roll. And the Wildcats would love to put some points on the board here before the half. Got a good little drive going. And here's Pedraza looking for a cutback, and he gets it. And Pedraza powers forward, crosses the 40-yard line to the 45, and a big-time run there for Roy Pedraza as he picks up the first down.
Well, the edge was stretched by number 42, Jesse Allen Trevino, and Roy was able to cut back underneath with Richard leading him up the field, you know, with 3:50 to go in the half. There's nothing wrong with driving this thing down and getting some points.
And they attacked Joshua Crossland. They went right into his gap there, and that B gap. On the outside, they go right at him. At least that's where he's lined up now, and they'll go right at that area once again, but nothing doing there. That time the big linebacker for the Steel Knights was able to stop him there, and then the tackle number 33, looks like that's Teron Morris.
Yeah, he just cleaned that thing up. The Fabian Castro tried to sneak underneath the block and didn't get anywhere. But, you know, sometimes with the great defensive lineman, Carlos, you want to run at them. You run away from them, they'll kill you.
Double team them.
Yeah, well, triple if you need to.
Put an extra body, go right at them. And here we go, second down now. 9 yards to go here for the Wildcats. Jumping off sides in the neutral zone once again, and here we go, Lefevre. He'll move forward, and there's a penalty flag down, but it's a free play pretty much here for Lefevre. So did he get more than 5 yards? I'll probably give him 5 yards and the down.
Yeah, number 94 is upset with his line mates for jumping off sides. I just saw him talk to like 3 of them, shaking his head like, we got to quit falling for that.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd time, I believe, they've fallen for that.
And it's not like Lefever's bobbing his head or any heart snap. We can't hear the count from up here, but
Ready, set, go. Pretty much is how it goes.
they're falling for the first ready. So they'll bring up 2nd down and 5 yards to go here for the Wildcats. Nice little drive here for them. Start at the 25-yard line. Here they are at the 50. Trying to get into night territory. Give to Pedraza up the middle. And Roy powers forward. 5-yard pickup. First down here, Wildcats.
This is the kind of drive that they kind of started the game with and didn't convert at the end. You know, you want to use that 4 or 5 minutes here. You want to get down there. Even if it's Chucky time and field goal, you want to come out of here with some points in this half.
All right, the ball now at the 44-yard line. And give once again to Roy to the outside, but that time nothing doing. And coming up quickly and making the tackle, that's Jaden Jackson.
Yeah, number 21 again was one of the guys you mentioned in the pregame. Very quick, shot to that hole. Roy almost was able to hold him off with his strength, but he makes the play. It's going to be 2nd and about 9 or 10.
Clock continues to roll. We're at 2 minutes now remaining in the 2nd quarter. Wildcats are down 35-0. And the ball will remain at the 44-yard line. Out of the spread. Give it to Pedraza, spinning forward. Pedraza still moving his feet, and they'll give him about 3 yards. Heavy doses of Roy Pedraza.
Well, there's nothing to rest up for. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta dance with the guy who brought you, and he's one of the guys that brought you. Here comes JC in the ball game, and it's going to be 3rd and about 7. It's definitely 4 down territory, Carlos. We're inside 2 minutes, and let's see what Coach Burgett's got here.
Well, JC is coming in at quarterback. He can pass the ball, but usually he'll run out of this formation. And they'll run it to the right. Looking for a block. JC spins away from a tackler and comes close to the first down. Does JC because he's able to spin away from the tackler for the Knights, Caden Stearns.
And he stopped the clock, which is good. So it's either going to be 4th and inches or first down. It's the first down, Carlos. That's outstanding. And here we go. Looks like JC's going to stay in at quarterback.
And they do give him the first down here, and the ball is spotted at the 34-yard line. And so a nice little drive here for the Wildcats. Clock stops at 1:02. JC stays in at quarterback. Roy to the right-hand side. Fake to him. Up the middle goes JC. Trying to get away from the defender, and he can't. That's Joshua Crossland, who has committed to the University of Minnesota. Timeout on the field. We'll go ahead and keep it right here, as with 51 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, big 94 on that one, Carlos. Really showed his ability. He sat there and waited and watched and said, number 5 doesn't have the ball, and had the speed to move to his left and make the play on JC, really for no gain.
All right, we hope you're enjoying this broadcast.
Thank you. 55.
And we will have a quick little interview. Coach Burgett will talk to Mike Gonzalez quickly down on the field right after the half, or right after the quarter is over. The clock is rolling at 37 seconds. I don't know if Coach Burgett realized. Oh, no, that's the timeout clock. I'm sorry.
You know, they didn't stop the clock when they called timeout. So maybe this is one of those clocks that you got to roll all the way around to get it back to the time.
I think it's the timeout clock.
Oh, that could be true, too.
I hope it's a timeout clock.
Oh, yeah, there it is. They reset it to 51.
And there's this centipede formation?
Yeah, be ready.
Is that what it's called?
Well, the centipede, I've heard it called a bunch of different things, but usually they split out of here, and the tight end's going to be on the left, and they're going to misidentify him. Let's see if they do that. If the free safety stays down the middle of the field, it's played, we'll have a hard time working. But if he moves to the right or the left, no, they didn't get in it.
It looked like they were. Here we go.
Now they got in it, and they found 44. They're all, yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and they'll run the ball instead. It's usually a passing. The clock will stop once again, and only 1 second ticks off. It'll stop with 50 seconds, and Coach Burgett will go out there trying to put some points on the board. Is Coach Burgett.
Timeout. Weslaco East. Their second call.
Wildcats take their second timeout.
Yeah, that you kind of showed them what you were going to do before it happened, and then they probably saw it on film because East attempted to run it last week against Del Rio. When you unstack them, you lose track of number 44, and then he's open up the middle, and they were well coached and saw it right away.
It is third down here for the Wildcats. Trying to keep this drive alive is Weslaco East, down 35-0 against Cibolo Steele. Second time they've played against the Knights in the third round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a two-team deal. When they were in 4A, both third rounds were against Cedar Park. Now 6A, both third rounds have been against Cibolo.
All right, they'll run it out of the spread here. Fake to JC, looking to pass. Lefevre trying to get it out to Alvaro, and making the catch there, coming close to a first down. The catch is made, and they go out to Jonathan Bulnes rather than Medrano, and he makes the catch of the big tight end.
Well, they cross him, and they bring him out to the weak side late, and usually there's not a defender there. Steele's athletic enough to be fooled and then still run back and make a play on that. Against most teams, that's a touchdown. Against Cibolo Steele, it's about an 8 or a 9 yard.
Yeah, there's so much speed in the backfield there. Those linebackers were able to make the adjustment so quickly and bring him down. But, yeah, we've seen that play go for 10, 15 yards during the season.
So you're running out of timeouts. You're running out of time. You're at 4th and 2, and you do have Richard on the field, but I don't know how fast you can get lined up in 21 seconds. How much seconds are left? I don't even know. The timeout clock is really confusing me. 42 seconds. Oh, you got time.
4th down and 2 to go. Give to JC. Needs to cut the corner. Stringing him out, and it's going to come up short.
Way short. They just turned and ran sideways and said, okay, we're going to let the sideline be a defender. Ran him towards the sideline. JC had no place to cut back. Nobody got their shoulders turned on a block, and it's going to be turnover on downs with 34.7. Let's see if Steele kneels it or if they go for the juggler here.
One Henry was there on the tackle. We've called his name a couple of times, the outside linebacker for the Knights. So let's go. Let's see what we got here. 34.7 seconds. And new quarterback in now, it looks like, for the Knights. And they'll give new running back as well and carrying the football here. This is Weathers, Joshua Weathers running with the football. Crosses the 45-yard line.
Josh Weathers made about a 20-yard run right there on the zone, bounced it outside. It's going to be first down. There's 24 seconds, and the clock's running.
And Cody Massey has now come in. Massey at quarterback. And here we go, running with the football here now. This is Weathers with it. Weathers to the outside. Weathers with the speed. High stepping into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. For the score, 53 yards, I believe.
That young man Weathers has some speed.
Yeah.
You know, most guys can't bring a person off the bench that's listed as a 144-pound senior who has that kind of speed.
Plenty of depth on the other side, you can say.
And number 14 again, kicking the extra point, Matthew O'Brien.
41, make it 42-0.
The extra point by Matthew O'Brien is good.
For the Knights.
Well, to look forward a little bit, Carlos, the Wildcats won the toss deferred, so they will get the ball first in the second half. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be much time here to do anything. You got 7 seconds right now on the clock. It's going to be halftime, so it's going to be regroup and get ready. You want to establish something. They haven't really been able to establish something in the second half. Let's see what they come up with. I know the coaches are going to coach and the players are going to play. You don't come this far by accident. You got to work for it. You got to plan for it. You're here. Now you're here. Things aren't going the way you want them to. You're going to have to adjust and readjust to try to make something good happen.
They've had a couple of good drives. Deep into the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, knocking there at the red zone area, but unable to convert and complete. But they could have easily have scored a couple of touchdowns out of the Wildcats. And if the Knights have a backup running back like Weathers, the night can continue to be long for the Wildcats. 42-0. 7 seconds left here in the first half. And they'll kick this one off. And we'll go to Pedraza's side, but out of bounds, out of the end zone. So the ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line because the clock did not run at all.
No.
25-yard line.
We will have Mike Gonzalez once again on the field to talk to Coach Burgett about the first half. We appreciate the coaches all season long coming on and talking to us either at the set, the post-game show, or like we've been doing during the playoffs, during the game, right before the half. It's been always interesting to hear what they have to say. Let's see what the Wildcats will come out of here, out of the eye. 7.3 seconds. And they'll pitch it to JC. JC trying to get around the edge. Nothing doing there. And that'll do it. At the half right now, it is Cibolo Steele in control of this game, 42-0. Just been one of those games where Cibolo has been a high-powered offense, and they've been able to do what they needed to do. Let's go down to the field where Mike Gonzalez is getting ready. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, I'm standing here with Coach Mike Burgett. Coach, we knew that Cibolo Steele was a very, very strong team. What are you going to tell your squad, in the locker room?
Well, what do you tell the squad when they're down 42-0? Give me a question, good question, please. That's not even a good question.
Okay.
What do you think I'm going to tell them?
Well, just how impressed are you with Cibolo Steele?
Well, I mean, they're a good ball club. We know that, but we're not playing East football. We're going to go in there and we're going to correct things and play a second half. But, I mean, give me a good question. That's good.
All right, guys. Right now, Roy Pedraza is, having a solid night. 14 carries, 61 yards. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. And, what do you expect the coach to say? He's not happy at this point. A little bit of Greg Popovich right there type of attitude with his halftime question. But, understandably so. You're down 42-0. And what else are you going to say?
Well, you could handle that, Carlos, if you felt like you were playing well. But he doesn't feel like they're executing the things they practiced well. And you can deal with that if that's the best we got, and they're doing that to us. But he believes they've got more, as I think we do believe there's a little more. And let's see how they adjust in the second half.
All right. It is halftime. We'll go to take a break right now. Watch a little bit of the bands here at Buck Stadium. 42-0. It is Cibolo Steele with the lead at the half.
This is where we stop in Texas. How does your typical Texas mom stop the afternoon munchies?
Mom, we're hungry.
With a quick stop at DQ. From great DQ desserts like the Blizzard to classic dip cones, shakes, sundaes, and more. Because DQ has something for everybody. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ. This is where we stop in Texas. DQ.
We started to perform a palm routine to a song by Jesse J. Here is Burnin' Up. We continue our show featuring the regiment performing a hit made famous by the rock band Chicago. Here is 25 or 6 to 4. We feature the Starlets once again with a routine to the music of Jennifer Lopez. Here is Let's Get Loud. The regiment would like to close out our performance this evening by spreading a little holiday cheer from us to you. May you have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Here is our Christmas medley.
And now it is my privilege to introduce the 2016-2017 award-winning Steele High School Medallion Dancers Varsity Dance Team and Nightlights JV Pop Squad under the direction of Melinda Sweet and Jackie Schneider. Medallion dancer officers are Senior Major Tammy Smith, Senior Major Taryn Hudson, and Lieutenant Colonel Ali Rodriguez. Nightlight officers are Coach Captain Lindsay Martinez and Captain Sabrina Ponce. Medallion of the Week is Jayla Hall. Nightlight of the Week is Grace Morgan. The Medallions and Nightlights will be performing palm routines to Forget You. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the award-winning 2016-2017 Steele High School marching band under the direction of Stephen Peter, John Thunder, and McGraw. Our sponsor is Indiana and Garden Station by Rosie Joy. The band is under the full direction of Brenda, Anna Anderson, Madison Harper, Brandon Johnson, and Lauren Perdue. Guard captains are Eileen Flores, Courtney Gonzalez, and Abby Lee. Twirlers are Belinda Branson, Julie Griffey, and Abby Lee. Tonight, the Twirlers will perform a special feature routine to All I Do Is Win. let's get loud as the band performs. Shout it out.
Test.
Second half action about to begin here, 42-0. Weslaco is down to Cibolo Steele. So, Coach, Mike asked Coach Burgett, what do you tell your team? And he didn't like the question. But what do you tell your team at this point?
Well, you know, I think it matters on how you felt about how you played. You know, the score doesn't always tell you how you felt like you played. I've coached some games. I think I told you guys one time we beat Head Couch when I was at Donna. And when the game was over, I felt like we lost the game because we had higher expectations. I think kind of that was the question. Coach Burgett has a picture of what his team plays like, and I don't think he saw that picture in the first half.
There were a few penalties on a couple of these drives that hurt them, but, you know, when you're playing against a team like Cibolo Steele, there's only so much you can do. You could see the speed on the other side. We've seen this team, or at least I have now for 2 consecutive games, and you can see them be very competitive against Edinburgh Villa, very competitive against Del Rio. But the guys on the other side, yes, they're a lot faster.
Yeah, and
stronger.
You've got to step up this. You know, I think everybody knew, including the players, they'd have to play almost flawless to win today. They'd have to play really good to compete today. And I don't think they're playing great, and it shows on the scoreboard. You know, anywhere would have said that East is the underdog. I don't think anybody thought they were a 42-point underdog.
Right, yeah. I think that's part of it is the fact that how the way the score is shaping up right now. But also you're seeing a Cibolo Steele team that is probably playing some of their best football that they have, just like Weslaco East. We talked about them during the pregame show, playing the best football that they have all season long. It's the same thing on the other side.
Well, you know, these guys are going to need to play their best because after a win tonight, they're going to match up with their only competitor that beat them in triple overtime, Lake Travis, who is a perennial power also. And you want to be cooking on all cylinders when you go against a team like that, because that's a step for them, kind of like this is a step for Weslaco East.
All right, so here we go. JC back to return the ball along with Roy Pedraza, and this one will go to Pedraza from the 3-yard line, brings it out to the 10, out of the 20-yard line. Hit right there and immediately stopped at about the 24-yard line, and the Wildcats will go out there. They had a chance to regroup a little bit, and let's see if they come out pretty much with the same game plan, or they try to change it up a little bit more with some passing.
Well, I don't think the game plan is going to change a lot, but I think the level of execution and attention to detail needs to step up a little bit. You need to go on the snap count. You need to block the guy you're supposed to block. You need to carry it out through the whistle. And, the Wildcats are going to do what the Wildcats do.
All right, so here we go. Ball spot at the 24-yard line. Tight formation out of the eye. Lefevre in at quarterback. Pedraza in the tailback position. And here we go. They'll give right up the middle to Roy Pedraza, and a good run there for him as that offensive line does a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and he brings it out to the 30-yard line, a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's the most basic play. That's where the Wildcat offense starts. People think it starts with toss. It actually starts with blast. We're going to hit you right up the middle with a lead fullback. We're going to double team at the point of attack, and here we come. And good 5-yard first down.
All right, Fabian Castro also in the backfield, along with Jonathan Bulnes, and they give it to Pedraza. He'll carry it. He's been the workhorse all postseason, has Roy. He crosses the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Roy's had a great coming out party his junior year. I got to imagine he and Campbell Spates are going to be two of the best returning running backs in the Valley, and it's going to be fun to watch him play next year.
All right, so they'll come out here now. Well, Weslaco East 3rd and short here, as Lefevre looks to the sidelines for the play. That's Pedraza in the tailback position. And Lefevre will take his time. 5 seconds on the play clock. And to Pedraza, left-hand side. Pedraza crosses the 35-yard line, picks up the first down on the run. Good job there by Roy Pedraza.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you come out here to start the second half. You didn't feel like the first half went real well, and come out and be able to get a first down. What they did is they went formation to the right and ran the blast back to the left side. Steele had shifted over to the strength, and we got first down.
Yeah, Pedraza will now come out of the game and get a chance to catch his breath a little bit, and J.C. Vargas is now in there. Lefevre will pitch to him, left-hand side, looking for a block. Lefevre out there blocking, crosses the 40-yard line, near the 44-yard line. That's what will pick up there for the Wildcats.
Well, so far the second half, Carlos, the success on first down is where the Wildcats really during the playoffs have been huge. If you can get 7 on first down, then you're playing with the house money. You can go and you can try different things, or you can stay, like I said in the first half, ahead of the chains. And right now it's 2nd and 3, you're ahead of the chains.
Come out here with a tight formation once again. JC in the backfield. Lefevre will carry this one, and he moves the pile forward near the 50-yard line. Good job there by Big Boy to pick up the first down on the run up the middle.
And I also saw number 72, Albert Vasquez, and number 75, Armando Sainz out front off the right side of that formation. You have David Decanini at center. You have number 66, Andres Garcia at left guard, at left tackle, number 62, Mario Trevino, and then you've got 2 or 3 tight ends in the game right now.
All right, here we go. Looks like Pedraza back in there. Give it to him up the middle. Pedraza spinning forward and will not be knocked backwards to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, once again, it's a good first down play. You can pick up about 4. Just cross midfield. You're using some clock. This is the way the Wildcats play. Coach Burgett mentioned at halftime, we're not playing Wildcat football. Well, so far this half, for the last 4 minutes approximately, I've seen Wildcat football.
Clock continues to roll at 8:45 and counting. And there they go, catching them in that neutral zone once again. Does Lefevre. As he crosses here, there'll be a flag on the play that's going to go against the Knights, and the ball will be spotted crossing the 45-yard line or so?
Yes.
Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
And that's going to make it 2nd and about 2. It's a way better down than 2nd and 7.
And Lefevre remains in at quarterback. He has sat down during a couple of series in this contest, but he starts off the second half at QB. Pedraza still in there at the tailback position. Man in motion, that's Bulnes. And give to Roy. They bump into each other, and you can't have a little hesitation like that in the backfield because the Knights are just too quick and too fast. No gain on the play.
Right, that's a communication problem right there. You know, as little as you call 43 blast, and it was 42 blast, and those two guys have to know because there's got to be a mesh point back there on the handoff. But it's going to be 3rd and about 2 right here. JC back in the ballgame at tailback.
Looks like the Knights are resting some of their key players. I see now out of the game Joshua Crossland not playing at this point of the game, up 42-0. And here we go. JC with a run there, not much, maybe a couple of yards there for Vargas.
But I think it's going to be a first down, Carlos. It's going to be on about the 41-yard line. And
yep.
You know, we talked about 3 tight ends. You got number 11, Paulino Arevalo, number 42, Jesse Trevino, and number 44, Jonathan Bolness. Even though Bolness is actually lining up as the power I back in the backfield right now.
All right, JC in the backfield, pitch to him, right-hand side, looking for a block, going to the outside, trying to cut the corner, gets away from the tackler, still going is JC, 15-yard pickup there for Vargas.
Nice double team on the edge by Bolness, and Jesse Trevino got JC the edge there. JC showed the speed. He can run with these boys. He's just got to give us a chance to get an open field. This would be outstanding for the Wildcats if they could start the second half with a point.
All right, ball now at the 25-yard line of Steele. And Pedraza now back in there. Out of the I formation, they'll run this play. Clock is rolling at 6:57. And give to Pedraza up the middle. Pedraza carrying forward, holds on to the football as he's hit hard, but a good 5-yard pickup here for the Wildcats.
You know, you said earlier, what do you tell a team that's losing at halftime like that? You appeal to their manhood. You say, okay, I've asked you to out-hit teams all year. I've never asked you to beat them. Let's go out there and out-hit them. Right now they're doing that.
Out of the I once again, second down play. Right-hand side on the sweep, and Pedraza is brought down as he'll get to the 15-yard line near a first down.
Yeah, it's going to be real close to the first down. There's an injured Steele player down on the field, and there's going to be a timeout, Carlos.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break right here with an injured player, looks like, down. And we'll take a break right now. It's 42-0, Cibolo Steele on top, 6:21 in the third quarter.
Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest. Download the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Connect and get live scores statewide. Find games near you. Plus, get your photos on our Friday night show. This is the one app that can handle high school football in Texas. Hit the App Store and type Football Friday.
Whether at home or on the go, you can follow your teams like never before. Stream live games with Fox Sports Go. To join the conversation, interact with other fans, and check out exclusive content, go to our social media pages from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything in between. And for exclusive video content and insights, go to foxsportssouthwest.com. Follow your teams wherever you go.
Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest. Download the Fox Sports.
All right, 3rd and 1 play here for Lefevre. Give to Pedraza. Pedraza crosses the 15-yard line. If they give him that forward progress, they haven't blown the whistle yet, he will easily get the first down.
Yeah, Roy ran up in there and got hit, kind of got spun around, kept his feet going. That was good for about 3 yards. Carlos, we're on about the 13-yard line. Looks like the red zone for the Wildcats.
Yep, and moving the ball here. This is their opening drive. Now there's 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, so the Wildcats doing a good job of this ball control type offense. I'd like to thank everybody who's watching this game on the WISD website. Also, those watching it could be watching it on YouTube as well. I know we have some Steele fans that are watching it also. J.C. Vargas to the outside, nothing there. Makes a little sidestep there, lets the pile go in front of him. Then he's brought down, and he'll pick up maybe a yard.
Yeah, right then they headed to the outside, and the Steele defenders, the outside linebacker defensive end, did a good job of skating with that play. They actually lost about a yard, Carlos. It's going to be 2nd and 11, and Coach Burgett steps out to give the call. Let's see what he's got.
All right, and Wildcats looking to put some points on the board with the ball at the 15-yard line of Steele. And of course, you're playing for the Knights here. You want to keep that 0 on the board. So a lot to be played for, even though the Knights are in control of this contest. Here we go, Lafleur with the ball. Looking, he's going to run. Stiff arms one guy, then moves forward. But it looks like he was looking to go to the right, and everyone else went to the left.
Well, I think they tried to play, Carlos, where they tried to get him to jump off sides. Then he steps in there, and he calls the play at the line. Obviously, someone did not hear that play. He turned around and handed the ball off. There was no one there. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 11 from the 14-yard line, 13-yard line. They're going to have to get to a 2 to convert a first down.
Well, they are in Chucky zone.
Yeah, Chucky range.
They can definitely hit this one. He's got the range, does Orlando Fuentes. And here we go out of the eye. Fake, looking to pass, a little bit of pressure. Throwing it out there, and incomplete, looking to go to Bulnes. And it was incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. Jonathan couldn't hold on to it, but there was a lot of pressure being applied by one of the members of the Steele Knights.
Yeah, they came off the edge hard there, kept Richard from rolling out to the right. Bulnes coming from his tight end slot. Really didn't have a real good shot at catching that ball. It's going to be 4th and 11, and here's JC.
4th and 11. JC will go into the game, but also Lefevre stays into the contest here. Does Richard. And another 4th down play for the Wildcats in the red zone. The Knights have held a couple of times. Looking to pass. Going to JC. A little fade pattern to him. Good defensive play as it is knocked out of the hands of JC Vargas. Just good coverage there by a member of the Steele Knights.
The Knights had man-to-man called. They read it right. The Wildcats read it right. Actually, it was a pretty good throw by Richard. JC kind of had it in his hands, but the player for Cibolo kind of knocked it up, and it's going to be first down Cibolo after an 8-minute drive by the Wildcats.
Xavier Player is his name. Yeah, like Gary Player, Xavier Player, number 4 for the Steele Knights, with the outstanding coverage right there to knock that out of the hands of Vargas. All right, so different quarterback in there right now. We're going to run with the football here, and this is Weathers with it. He scored a touchdown right before the end of the half, and a nice little run there. Weathers showing some speed.
And the quarterback's number 12, Carlos. That's Cody Massey. He's listed as a senior quarterback, so he's getting some playing time here in the playoffs his senior year. He's been backing up Xavier Martin all year. And
yeah, but he's got some playing time because I know Martin was out for a game. I believe it was the Judson game, and so he had to come in and play. Did Massey, and he's here getting some quality playing time against the Wildcats. Weathers once again to the outside hand side, and still going to the 50-yard line, and just a good little pickup for him. So much speed that outside for Weathers.
Yeah, he has what they call shake. He's running, he's making moves on every step. He's got great speed, he's got good vision, and that's a couple of big carries right there by Weathers, and it's first down, and it looks like Coach Brigette wants to talk to the defense right now.
Yeah. Going to slow down the game a little bit. Not sure what he's going to talk to him about here, but yeah, this is a point of the game where you certainly do want to talk to him and get him to play a little bit more focused. But this guy, Weathers, he's got some speed.
Yeah, he's
Make
legit.
no doubt about it.
He's legit. He moves well. He's not a very big guy. He's listed as 144 pounds, but it's like trying to catch a bug. He's moving and he's in and out, darting in and out, and he's on you quickly. I'm sure what Coach Brigette wanted to talk about, though, you challenged the team at halftime to come out and play hard, and the offense came out and had an 8-minute drive. No points, but an 8-minute drive. That's something to hang your hat on. Defense, let's get out there and play, and let's slow these guys down. Let's stop them if we can. Maybe we get a turnover, and you give up 2 long runs. I'm sure he's unhappy about that.
All right, so first down and 10 for the Knights with the ball at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats. Once again, new personnel in. It is Cody Massey,
Yes.
at quarterback, senior quarterback, as Xavier Martin left a few minutes before the end of the second quarter. Give to Weathers up the middle and bounces out, still going. Shifty is Weathers now to the right-hand side going, and the Wildcats are there, and they're able to stop him because of that sideline, but pretty shifty. And should we say he's a pretty good little running back there.
Well, he was bouncing off of people. It's like everybody had a shot at him. The defensive front for the Wildcats did an outstanding job there, and he's able to bounce, and end up outside. Almost got the quarter turn, gained 2 yards. That was one of the funnest 2-yard carries I've seen all year.
Shifty back, kind of a Barry Sanders type run.
Yes, I would use those words.
Out of the spread now here for Cody Massey. And he's going to give, and they'll give to Weathers, and he'll go forward and still haven't brought him down. And spinning, trying to take the football away, and they don't. And because of the extra effort, he is able to make the first down, Joshua Weathers.
You know, they say that's a 140-pound guy. He sure seems bigger than that, and he ran really hard on that play. I'm trying to see if they snuck a different back in there, Carlos, and I think they have.
Yeah, they have. That's number 28 now. Tyson.
Yeah, he's listed at least at 165.
He's a tailback, and he gets the ball here. Tyson to the outside, trying to break away from tackle, and good tackle there by the Wildcats, and a good little 3 or 4 yard pickup.
Well, that's good to see Gerald Garza back on the field making plays for the Wildcats. I believe he's a junior, so he'll be back, but he's been fighting back from a broken leg. Jesse Trevino fought back from a knee surgery. Ryan Rodriguez fight back from a broken hand. You know, there's some guys, Fabian Castro fought back from a multitude of different injuries, and it's good to see them all on the field tonight.
All right, they'll run it once again and give to a new running back. This is Spencer running with it.
Anaya Spencer
to the outside, and he picks up a first down for Cibolo Steele.
That's the sophomore running back, Anaya Spencer. He's in, again, getting a carry in the playoffs. This is big for these young men. And, you know, and it's hard to go in and not do your best. So Cibolo is going to keep coming at you with the running game, it looks like.
All right, 2 men in the backfield. Give this time. Running with the football here is Tyson. And a nice little pickup there of about 3 yards for Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson also listed as a sophomore. So you're seeing kind of the future of Cibolo Steele. They got some skill guys that are seniors, quarterback, and some of the runners are seniors. Well, you're getting to see their sophomores now on the field carrying the ball for the Knights.
So still quarterbacking here will be Cody Massey for the Knights. In the backfield, that is Tyson. They'll give to him and crosses the 10-yard line. Does Tyson, Tylee Tyson, and picks up another first down for the Knights.
I think Luis Aguirre was in on that tackle, amongst others. They're inside the 10-yard line with a first down. And we're in the last minute of the third period.
Clock continues to roll at 44 seconds. And Cibolo Steele has still yet to punt. Massey giving it right here. Going to the outside, bouncing. Tyson with the ball. And touchdown, Cibolo Steele. This time it is number 28 going in, Tylee Tyson for the Knights.
Well, one of the Wildcat defensive front worked way into the backfield, actually was at his feet. He had a jump cut away from him. Once he did, he was able to beat everybody to the corner, and that'll make it 48. And here comes a different kicker also, Carlos. Let's see if I can catch a number on this young man.
Looks like that's number 19, Fotakes.
Yeah, Fotakis. Jason Fotakis, a senior kicker, and the extra point's good.
Yep, it's good, making it now 49-0. Knights, Cibolo Steele Knights, showing why they are the number 5 ranked team in the state of Texas.
Yeah, number 2 in the region, and I believe the number 1 team in the region
Lake Travis.
is Lake Travis.
And they're going to play next week, it looks like it.
And I would have to imagine they either take that game to Texas State or they flip home and home. Because I'm sure Lake Travis doesn't want to come to San Antonio, and I'm sure they don't really want to go to Austin. So maybe we can meet them and play at Texas State or somewhere in there. We'll see. That'll all be online and stuff. You'll be able to track it, and you'll probably be able to watch it somewhere. But not everyone has a K-West. Guys at K-West do a great job.
Yeah, and looks like this is going to be our last broadcast football season for the football season. It's been a nice run for the Wildcats. They just barely made the playoffs. They needed to win their last 3 games to get there. They do that. And you got to remember, a lot of people didn't even think they were going to make the playoffs at all.
Oh, no. Like I said, there was a point in the season when Coach Brigette came out with, why not? It's time. And then you start playing, and we're in. And we're still in.
Yeah. But at the beginning of the season, you take a look at Dave Campbell's football magazine.
Well,
they had him 5th place.
You graduated a lot of people. You're in a district where everybody played was a district champ or a playoff team pretty much.
All right, here we go, the kickoff, and it's going to go out of bounds once again. This time it'll be a flag because it didn't reach the end zone. But Weslaco East, they were predicted, finished 5th, 4th. They finished 4th. They lost to San Benito by 6. They lost to Harlingen. They lost to Los Fresnos. They could have beaten, they were leading against Los Fresnos, could have won that game.
Yeah, that was a 1-pointer.
So they were in a lot of games. They beat McAllen, a big signature victory for them early on in the season, beating McAllen Memorial.
Right, overtime.
And then they become the number 1 ranked team.
Beat Sherryland.
In the history of Weslaco East, have they ever been ranked number 1 in the Rio Grande Valley?
Yeah, there was a couple times. Through the years, there was a time or two where we had a good little roll going, and we're ranked number 1. But when you're 4A, it's hard to be number 1.
All right, ball at the 30-yard line. Give to Pedraza out of the fullback position, and he goes forward to the 35-yard line. Mike Gonzalez will go down to him here in a little bit, right at the end of the half. We're about to enter the 4th quarter here. It's 49-0. Cibolo Steele with the lead. And are they gonna run another play? I think, or are they gonna let this one run down? They don't have to run a play, but it looks like they will. On a 2nd down and 5, pitch to JC outside, and the tackle is made. And in on the tackle there, it looks like that is big old Covey Johnson. So there we go. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's set it down to Mike Gonzalez. Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Carlos. There's one more quarter left in the season. It's been a great ride. The 5-game winning streak coming into tonight. There's a lot to learn from this game that will carry into this year. That's what I'm looking forward to. That last drive, Carlos, just to show, the character of this team, put together a 16-play drive for 63 yards and chewed up, over 6-7 minutes of it. So that's something that will carry into next year. This is Wildcat football. Roy Pedraza is having a solid night, 23 carries, 95 yards. So I look forward to him going over the 100-yard mark in this quarter. Back to you, Carlos.
All right, thank you very much, Mike Gonzalez. Good job reporting for us here all season long at K-West. This is for those of y'all that are watching this from San Antonio, this is the WISD television station, K-West, KWES. Follow us on our Facebook or on our YouTube channel. And here we go with the give to Pedraza. It looks like up the middle. Is it not him?
Yeah, it's him, but not much there.
Yeah. I saw you nodding your head, shaking your head.
That play went in the last drive. And right now, Cibolo is sitting on stuff. They're not running to the perimeter until they know the ball's going to the perimeter. Coach Burgett's actually thinking about it, but here comes the punt team.
Yeah, 4th down and 5 yards to go. Clock is rolling at 11:32. Wildcats just want to get out of this one healthy and start looking forward to next year. Enjoy the vacation here a little bit, or a couple of days off, I guess you could say. Good job here by Rich Lefevre. Nice punt, and this one's going to roll to about the 17-yard line.
Well, there's guys out there, Carlos, that wrestle. Wrestling's already started. They'll have to get back over there and get in shape and start worrying about their weight. Powerlifting's not far away, and pretty much this whole team powerlifts. Some real good track athletes on this team. And some of the guys will be out on JV basketball. Even some of them may partially be on varsity basketball. You don't know. I know Richards played some basketball. I know JC's played some basketball. So it remains to be seen. So a lot of sports still coming up. Most of them will be covered by K-West. It'll be exciting. But, you know, and Mike mentioned this at his report, so many of these guys will be back. It's going to be fun to watch their development over the next year.
All right, staying in at quarterback will be Cody Massey as he stays in there. And they're going to run this one to Tyson. And Tylee Tyson will take that one and pick up of about a good 5 yards there.
Yeah, nice job by Freddie Cardenas. There's a sophomore out there, Carlos, that's had a stellar year, outstanding year. You got Jonathan Bonda out there. No, I'm sorry, Jacob Bonda, the brother of Jonathan Bonda, number 55, also a sophomore. Pretty much everybody on the field right now for the Wildcats is an underclassman. That bodes well for the future.
All right, second down, 5 yards to go for the Knights. Massey at quarterback, going to run it once again to the outside. Carry the hit hard. Going to be close to a first down on the run.
Yeah, there was 33, Mike Gonzalez, 23, Luis Aguirre, 45, Adrian Duran, all there at the point of attack. Nice job. It's going to be 3rd and about 1.
Anaya Spencer on the carry right there, and he'll check out of the game and picks up about 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 1 to go. A lot of the JV players got to come up here. That's a good experience for them. And play a little bit in these last 3 games of the season. Get a little taste of what varsity football is all about. Flag on the play here, and it'll be illegal procedure against the Knights.
Well, the defense shifted late in the snap count, or stemmed late in the snap count. The inexperienced linemen, they're on the field for Steele right now. Jumped off sides when that happened. Move them back 5, and it's going to be now 3rd and about 6 instead of 3rd and 1. But yeah, it's outstanding to go this deep in the playoff, Carlos, because it's like spring ball. You're able to bring freshmen and JV players onto the varsity, be coached by the varsity coaches, to participate and practice against the varsity players. It really adds up through the years. If you can go 3 rounds of the playoff a couple times, those kids really get a lot of playing time.
All right, they'll run it out of the spread here a little bit. 2 receivers to the near side. Massey looking to pass. Caught by his receiver and hit hard and brought back. And that's one thing that the Wildcats has done well, as you see Alvaro Medrano making the tackle right there, is that they haven't really broken open any really big runs, have the Cibolo Steele Knights.
Yeah, and that's going to bring up 4th down. We might actually find out who their punter is right here. Yeah, I believe so. Let's see if it's their kicker. No, it doesn't appear to be.
Punting will be Brendan Brady.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So they're running back.
Multi-talented athlete.
Yeah, multi-talented.
And it's 4th and 2 yards. But do they punt it away? And they're going to have to call timeout because they hadn't punted all game long, so they were a little bit, I guess, surprised or not really ready for the punt.
Well, I'll guarantee you a team as good as Cibolo Steele probably has had less than 20 punts all year. You look at the number of points they've scored in their games. They haven't set records punting. Their punter's not going to lead the state because he hasn't been on the field enough times to do it.
So you're saying he's not a D1 player?
Well, he might be talent-wise, but he might not. I don't think he's going to lead the state in punting. He's just not going to have enough kicks to qualify.
Well, the kicker's pretty good.
The kicker's had plenty of kicks.
He's had plenty of kicks and plenty of extra points.
I wouldn't be surprised if down the road the next year or so you see number 14. His name is Matthew O'Brien. He's a junior, kicking for somebody. Got a live leg.
All right, ball spot at the 26-yard line, 4th down and 1. JC is standing at his own 40-yard line. See if the Wildcats will bring a little bit of heat here or set up a return. And nice little high spiral kick. That one's going to hit the 30, bounce the way of the Wildcats. And, yep, you're exactly right. Nice kick by Brady.
Yeah, that thing turned over, had a great spiral. Talent-wise, he's a punter. He's just on a team that he doesn't get the opportunity to use that skill very often.
So the Wildcats coming out here, 8:26 left in the contest. See if they can put something together, down 49-0. we will have a post-game show, see what type of reaction we can get from some of the players on the season. Mike Gonzalez will be down there to get that started, then I'll join him a little bit late. And they give to JC, and JC out there running, trying to turn the corner, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. Good block there by Pedraza on the linebacker on the outside.
Yeah, but those two defenders, Carlos, came out like jets were on their backs. One of them from the far side, one of them from the middle of the field, catches JC for a 1-yard loss. One of the fastest guys on our team got ran down from the backside for a 1-yard loss.
Okay, Richard Lefevre will check back into the game now here. Clock is running at 7:57 left in the contest. And Lefevre will come out here with a 5 or 4 receivers. And Pedraza in the backfield. And pass to JC, that one's low. And actually it was caught. It was low, but he made the catch there and a good 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, just a little stop pattern by JC. The secondary playing off deep on him right now. Ran towards him, sat down, and really made a nice catch on a low pass.
Same formation, 4 wide receivers, 3rd down and 5. Give to Pedraza up the middle. And not much there that time for Roy.
Yeah, not much there at all. The defensive front for Cibolo. They're saying, okay, they're in a passing formation, but this is a running team. We're going to sit here at home, and we're going to make the play. 4th down, going for it.
Same formation here for the Wildcats. Lefevre fired down the field, a little bit high there to Trey. Incomplete, and it'll be the Knights' ball. Is that Trey on the other side?
Yeah, that was Trey over there, and he overthrew him, but he threw that ball to the wide side of the field. I think he really was expecting to throw the ball here to the shorter side. It's going to be Cibolo ball on what, the 36-yard line?
36-yard line
Short
for them
field.
here. 49-0. It'll be interesting to see, and they kind of played conservative football. I will give them that here in the second half.
Oh, yeah, they have a heart. They're not trying to rub it. They're letting kids play. But if a kid breaks into the open, they're not telling him to fall down.
Yeah. All right, here we go now. Massey at quarterback. They're going to run it here up the middle or to the right-hand side. And they'll give him a good 4 or 5 yards there. Coming up and making the tackle there for the Wildcats, Adrian Duran.
Adrian came up and made a play, as did number 81. We haven't seen him in the game much. Mark Madrano, the brother, I believe, of Alvaro Madrano.
Second down and 5 yards to go. Make it 2nd and 4. Give him 6 yards on the run there that time. And in the backfield, who do we got here? We got Player at number 4 and also Jackson. And they'll give to Jackson. This is him running, and Jackson to the outside. And they'll give him maybe about a yard there on the carry.
Yeah, we've seen Jackson a lot, Carlos. In fact, you guys spoke about him in the pregame as a linebacker. Right now he's in the backfield getting carries. That's a talented young man doing a good job for Cibolo.
Gerald Garza in on the tackle there on that outside. It's good to see Garza back playing after started off very, very well. Then he got hurt, but he was having just an outstanding season before the injury.
Yeah, about the first 3 games. I believe he got hurt in the San Benito game. Really was playing well.
Yep, saw him during the or preseason game, or scrimmage, I should say. Played very, very well. Coming up and breaking the tackle there, and still going to the outside, and going to take this one in for the score. Xavier Player, touchdown, 30 yards out. Another score here for the Knights.
Yeah, sophomore running back Player actually kind of got hit in the backfield and bounced off of it, got the edge, turned it up, and like I said, they're not going to tell their guys not to score. And that's going to make it 55. Let's see who's coming out to kick. Looks like the other kicker again. That would be Jason Fotakis.
Extra point pending. Extra point is good. And make it 56-0. Knights with the lead. 5:26 remaining in the game. We'll take a break.
This is where we stop in Texas. How does your typical Texas mom stop the afternoon munchies?
Mom, we're hungry.
With a quick stop at DQ. From great DQ desserts like the Blizzard to classic dip cones, shakes, sundaes, and more. Because DQ has something for everybody. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ, this is where we stop in Texas. DQ.
All right, back here at Buck Stadium, where it is the total domination by the Cibolo Steele Knights, 56-0. They'll be moving on next week to play Lake Travis in the next round of the playoffs. I guess it'll be the regional final,
right?
Because this is the regional semifinal, so the regional final. So that's the final four.
Yeah, that's the fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go 6 to win it. So there are 8 teams left.
Yep.
After tonight, and after next week there'll be 4. And then you're in the championship game. So it's an elite thing to do, and schools like Katy and Lake Travis and Cibolo do it quite often.
Well, what a luxury it is that they played them early on in the season. They already have a feel on Lake Travis, and the same thing, of course, for them, for Lake Travis. But to see your opponent already one time and to play in such a big contest next week, that's going to be just a great game between these two teams. Pedraza with the ball at the 10-yard line, and he's going to move it out to the 30-yard line, crosses the 30-yard line. But that's going to be just a great game to watch. If you get an opportunity, and usually, Fox Sports Southwest, they start to cover the games, and you might see it or check out Time Warner or one of those channels, but that's one of those games that has to be on TV somewhere.
And it's really hard to beat a team twice in a season. Back in the Cedar Park days, the teams they were losing to happened to be Lake Travis. And one year they lost them in the regular season, beat them in the playoffs. One year they beat them in the regular season, lost them in the playoffs. It was one of those deals. And the same thing going on with Steele and Lake Travis right now.
All right, first down and 10 for the Wildcats. Pitch to the outside. This is JC looking for a block. JC dropped at the 40-yard line. The clock will continue to roll at 5:15 left in the game. And let's start talking about some of these players that will be coming back. We've talked about the core players. Some pretty big-time players in JC, Roy Pedraza, and, of course, Richard Lefevre.
And also you got Freddie Gonzalez, who's had carries this year. Number 40 has played a lot in the playoffs. Jared Bernice. There's a handful of guys. I'm not sure how old Alvaro Medrano is, but he's had some big plays this year.
They'll give this time, and running there that time, not Pedraza, but carrying the football. Is that Fabian Castro?
That's Fabian. Fabian, again, shows a lot of courage and a lot of character. Carlos, he's had knees and ankles and hamstrings, and there he is on the field his senior year.
Give to Pedraza up the middle, still battling forward is Roy. Roy was hit there at the line of scrimmage, then spun forward. And you can tell the Wildcats, yes, they're down 56-0, but there's still no quitting this team.
Well, Carlos, Fabian was supposed to be the next runner, the next Bobby Gonzalez, the next Saul Cuellar, the next Lupe Moron, and he dealt with injuries, and it allowed Roy to step up, and Roy's the next name in that list now.
I formation now here, and movements by the Wildcats. Let them move them back 5 yards. We'll be moving on to basketball season at KOS, so watch out for those games, covering, of course, Weslaco East games and Weslaco High games, girls and boys.
And Coach Martinez and Coach Cromer, they're in a new district. They're playing familiar foes because they saw these people in playoffs in years past, but they're now in a district where you're going to have to play them all twice.
Roy goes to the right-hand side. Nothing doing there as he's hit and brought backwards. Maybe lost a yard on the run there by Roy Pedraza. But yeah, basketball season will be interesting. You're exactly right, because you got the Harlingen schools, Los Fresnos, and San Benito, all pretty good teams.
Well, I know the Wildcat boys lost to Los Fresnos in the playoffs last year. Now it's going to be a two-time playing those people. It's going to be different. Everything. Soccer is going to be different against those people. It's softball. It's going to be fun. Baseball.
3rd and 11 here for Weslaco East. Give. Pedraza going forward, and he was a big pickup right there. And to bring up 4th down in about a yard.
Yeah, you're inside 3 minutes. You haven't scored. You don't want Cibolo to have the ball. Don't know what he's going to call, but they're going to go for it right here.
4th down and 1. This is usually Richard Lefevre time, but
and it could be.
No give to Roy, though, and Roy powers forward. Roy spins ahead and gets the first down with 2:28. They'd love to get some points on the board here. Weslaco East.
Pick up a Wildcat, first down.
The 41-yard line picks up the first. Good run there by Pedraza. The workhorse for the Wildcats.
He is so strong and so tough. I mean, just has out exceeded expectations this year.
Give to JC. JC picks up a block. Goes across the 40-yard line with a 2-yard pickup there for JC Vargas.
Well, when they force you to make a cutback, they have people screaming to the football. That was the backside in, Carlos, that made that play on a toss away.
Under 2 minutes now, 1:55. The clock is rolling now here. Wildcats with the ball at the 39-yard line. They've crossed over into Cibolo Steele territory many times.
Yeah.
Just haven't been able to punch it in. So there are some positive takeaways from this game. And the core of juniors all coming back. They'll use this for next year. Give, different runner here now. This is Freddie Gonzalez on the carry. He's another one of those running backs who started off well as also, but Pedraza just took over and took away carries from everybody.
Right, and Freddie's a good running back, and he's coming back also, as is, I know for sure, number 62 on the offensive line is a freshman, Carlos. So he's a young man who played in 3 playoff games as a freshman.
Pedraza carries the ball forward, crosses the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line. 57 seconds, the clock will continue to roll. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. 28-yard line. Pitch outside, Pedraza. Still going is Roy to the 20-yard line. Stopped at the 21. And 42 seconds now left in the game. We'll come out here with twins.
He's got timeouts, Carlos, but he isn't choosing to use them right now. I think he's happy driving the football, something to go home with a positive taste in your mouth. And I guess he's going to go home with some timeouts.
And movement, yep. Offensive line moved right there.
Yeah, those are just things you haven't seen them do the last 3 weeks. You know, Mike Gonzalez and I were talking earlier about how few penalties they had against Vela and Del Rio. Well, they caught up tight with some of those.
All right, here we go now. Lefevre looking to pass, 17 seconds. Pass to JC. JC gets it, spins around, and spun out of bounds, and the clock will stop with 11.9 seconds. After this game, we'll send it down to the field and hear a little bit from Mike Gonzalez, and also hear from what Coach Burgett has to say to his team. And we'll have a little bit of a post-game show to analyze this contest and see what the Wildcats have in store for next year. Caught and stopped out of bounds. The clock will stop as the catch was made, and it looks like that was Alvaro Medrano with a catch.
So you got 7 seconds. You're on about the 5-yard line. You've got to throw this one in the end zone, I think.
7 seconds. Cibolo Steele wants a shutout. Throw to JC, almost intercepted. The clock will stop, and it'll bring up second down and goal to go with the ball at the 5.
Well, they switched off that route right there, and the outside linebacker just sat on the skinny post to JC and really should have probably picked that ball off.
3.6 seconds now here. The ball at the 5-yard line. Medrano will go to the other side now.
Well, he wants one-on-one over here with JC.
Running a little bit of the spread offense here is Coach Burgett. And here we go. Lefevre gonna run it. Dives forward, lost the football right at the 1-yard line. And I think the Knights are gonna recover it, and they do. And that's the way the game will end. Final score will be 56-0 as Cibolo Steele, they'll move on to the next round of the playoffs. Weslaco East will end their season in the 3rd round. 4th time in school history to get this far.
Well, I think there was a better effort and a more competitive second half, Carlos, in the first half. Nobody's going to be happy with the outcome of this game, But when they get a week or two down the line and can sit back and look at the season as a whole, I think they're going to be pretty pleased with the season as a whole. There's only going to be a couple teams that end the season with a win. East is not going to be one of them. Leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but you'll fight back.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to win a state championship in the state of Texas. It only has happened one time in the history of football in the Rio Grande Valley. Well, some people say 2 times, but only one time for a public school. Donna won it. MMA won it back as a private school. But as far as UIL, the only one in the Rio Grande Valley is the Donna Redskins, 1961 Donna Redskins. And the Wildcats will be going home, but they have a lot to be proud of. I know Ed Calcelso was playing tonight, and then tomorrow there's still another game. Mission Vets plays tomorrow at Dripping Springs. All right, so let's send it down. Let's see what Coach Burgett has with his team. His team's going to gather there at the right about the 25-yard line, and let's send it down. Let's see what he has to say to his team.
They're good. We didn't play Wildcat football the first half. Second half, a lot better. You see some hitting out there. Seniors, I'm proud of you. You came a long way since you guys were 7th and 8th graders. You guys know that if you think about it. You came a long ways. From not being able to win to being playoff, by-district, and area champs. That you can take home. I'm very proud of you guys for that. I want you to think back to your 7th and 8th grade days. Huh, Fabian, where you at? Wasn't no fun, was it? I know this game was tough. They're a good ball club. They'll probably win the state. I know we're better than we showed tonight. For you young guys, now we know what the offseason we got to do. Faster and stronger, period. If we're going to come up here and play those guys again next year. And I really expect to. You're just going to have to find another gear and get a little bit stronger. I'm proud of you guys. You played your butts off second half. First half, it wasn't pretty. Seniors, I'm proud of you, and this coaching staff's proud of you. You did a good job. Our Father. Adrian, where you at? Bust us out of here in your senior year. Good job, guys.
Okay, we're here. Just heard Coach Burgett's words. You know, it's a tough time saying goodbye to the seniors. You're able to challenge the underclassmen because you want to do this again. It's like going to a bowl game, going to a Super Bowl. You don't want to do it just once in your career. You want to do it multiple times. The seniors got to do it possibly multiple times. They got to do it against Steele in 14, and now it's 16. So there's some guys that played twice against Steele, and that's big time. Carlos is working his way down the field. We'll go to Mike Gonzalez in a minute. I want to thank everybody watching us here on K-West. I want to thank all the K-West crew, Don Ramirez, Val Zamora, Julian, Darlene Gracia, Joe Leal. You got Vinny Berry, of course, Carlos, Mike Gonzalez. For letting me in the family, been a great job. Carlos done an outstanding job guiding the ship this year for K-West. It's been a pleasure, been an honor. Let me tell you what, not everybody gets to go 3 rounds. The Wildcats are here in their alma mater. Some of them for the last time as a football player. Fabian Castro right there is one of those guys. Should be proud of himself. There's Chucky. There's some young guys. You see the uniforms. There's some big guys. There's some guys that'll be back. There's Sebastian Virial. There's Derek Ibarra. A good group of young talent coming back. And I know Mary Hogue's 8th graders, I believe, were district champs. So there are some good things on the future for Wildcat football. Coaching staff ought to be proud of themselves. Like I said, we had history made. There's Lolly right there. The girl kicker did a great job this year. I understand the first girl to ever play varsity football in the Valley. Been nice to see her in the playoffs. She'll be on the soccer team, I'm sure, this year. Good job. Roy Pedraza. Some of them, they'll be back. You'll hear much about them in the years to come. And they'll let me know when they're ready down there on the field. But it's been an honor for me to broadcast Terry Beitler, Joe Aguilar, myself, Carlos, and these are the people you've heard on the mic. And those of you that follow K-West from afar, Stephanie Enlow, we'll see you next week. Have fun, stay warm up there in Idaho. People from San Antonio and across the nation, they're Wildcat fans, good job. Looks like we're getting close to go down the field to Carlos and Mike Gonzalez. Here we go, are we ready? Down the field, Carlos and Mike.
We honestly thought we could move the ball a lot better than we did. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for us. You know, our kids were saying, Coach, they're quick. They're quick. Yeah, they're quick. So we're going to work a little speed in the offseason, a little bit more strength. But, you know, it is what it is. My hat's off to Cibolo. I hope they win the state title. They got a bunch of good kids, and I hope we can meet them again in the 3rd round next year.
How can you use this as a learning experience for your kids going forward?
Well, here's the thing is our kids at Weslaco East, the one thing is they don't quit. First half, toward the second quarter, man, I didn't see the effort. So I think they learned that second half, that's Wildcat football. I don't care what the score is. We play Wildcat football, I mean, I'm okay with that. And Wildcat football second half was us hitting them and, you know, staying on blocks a little bit better. And, you know, we just got to continue to get better until one of these Valley teams can find a way to get past these teams. But, you know, if you're a football guy, you know right now we're going to be big-time underdogs, and people that knows football can see why. We just got to get a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, a little bit bigger. I mean, I think we'll be okay for the future. I'm really happy with what we got coming back next year. So, you know, I hope we can be back here, and I hope we can play Cibolo again.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach, I know that this is the second time you played Cedar Park twice, now Cibolo Steele twice. Where does this team right here, the 2016 Wildcats, where do they rank with those other teams that have gone to the 3rd round of the playoffs?
Man, I just, you know, our kids can tell you more than I can. They played against them. You know, we could see it. I mean, we can see still good. You know, our kids, though, you got to understand something. When we was 1-3, a lot of people didn't give us any respect to get here, and I'm proud of our kids for getting here. I love this team. They fight hard. You know, at halftime we made some adjustments. We come out. I know they pulled their starters early, but you know what? Our kids didn't quit. They ran hard. They tackled. I mean, that's all I can ask out of kids. I mean, would I like to beat Cibolo? Yeah. Would I like to score a touchdown? Yeah. But it just wasn't meant to be today. You know, I love this Weslaco East team, you know, 3 deep. They gave everything they got this year to me. And again, these are seniors that did not win on the junior high. They didn't win. They won 1 game. So, excuse me, they came a long ways. A lot of people don't realize that. And where these guys came is I'm so proud of them. Those seniors can walk out of there being by-district and area champs, and down at the junior high they wondered how they come up to high school and carry out the tradition. They carried out the tradition by off-season working really hard and hitting, so I'm really proud of them.
You surprised some people this year. Dave Campbell's magazine had you guys finishing in 5th place. Y'all finished in 4th place. You make the playoffs. You surprised some people. You beat Edinburgh Villa. That was an upset. You beat Del Rio. Here you are in the 3rd round of the playoffs. Next year, there's not going to be any surprises because you have all your guys coming back.
Well, we got to get through the offseason healthy. We had number 44 come back and play his first game down. I'm so happy to see him. He played really well. I watched him today. He got off the ball. You know, we got to come out. You got to work hard in the offseason. It doesn't matter what you got coming back. You can have studs coming back. If they don't work hard, though, you ain't going to be successful. And I knew these seniors, the way they worked in the offseason and in the summer, They got themselves ready, and even when we was 1-3, we didn't doubt the coaches, we didn't doubt the kids, we didn't doubt nobody. We just wanted to play East football, and we kept on playing some tight games. All our games was tight except for this one, but it is what it is. We're going to continue to work, and with those young kids coming back, I look for a big future if they'll work hard.
This was an experience, Coach, a great experience for the Weslaco East football players, for the coaching staff, for the fans. This place was packed. This experience has to be something that you can carry on in the next year.
Yeah, it is, and I hope next year Wesco High and Wesco East both can go deep in the playoffs for the city. The city really deserves it. The people come out and support their teams. A lot of positive comes out of it. I know a lot of people don't see it today, but I tell you what, if people realize where our seniors came from and started out, they'll understand about all the positive. And you know what? They all pass their classes. They all come to practice every day. They all work hard every day. They're a team that you want. We just couldn't match up today with their speed, but we're going to get better at Western Coast. We always do. We're going to find a way. We're going to be the first team to break this curse of the Valley, and we're going to get past that as a big school. And, we're going to keep working hard until we do.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much, and thanks for joining us all year long on K-West.
Thanks for K-West being there every game. I know I'm not the easiest coach to interview sometimes, but I got to tell you guys do a great job. I appreciate fans. You ought to appreciate them bringing stuff live to you. And, I thank these guys a lot because they're always there. Thank you very much.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. Have a safe trip back. All right, let's bring in Mike Gonzalez. We'll have just a quick little post-game show here as the season now has come to an end. And what was the feeling like on the field? You were down here. I know they were upset, but they have to be proud that they were able to get this far.
Yeah, Carlos, they really are. I mean, even though it didn't go our way tonight, the Knights didn't waste any time, jumping out ahead. The coaches were still on the players, and the players had their heads up. They pretty much the same routine that throughout the season and through the playoffs. They worked hard. They made whatever adjustments they needed to make. They corrected the assignments, and it's like Coach Burgett said at halftime. They made some adjustments and played much better. But I mean, they gave it their best shot. We knew what there was no sugarcoating it. We knew we were going to be a heavy underdog, and when you go down. By double digits in the first quarter,
right.
It's very difficult to come back, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But it's just one of those things. It's a very, very, very good experience
right.
for them to carry into next year, because it's like we said in our pregame show, a lot of these players are underclassmen. I mean, I would have to say about 50%, at least 50% of the roster are juniors, sophomores, and even freshmen. So that
right.
is an awesome thing to take into the off season, into next year. So I mean, a lot to be proud of. Absolutely.
And this is a team, like you talked about, Pedraza is going to be the man next year.
Absolutely.
They're, I don't know how many times they gave him. I know you have the stats.
Yeah.
But they must have given to him about 90% of the time in this game.
Yeah, Carlos. So once again, he carried the ball over 30 times. He finished with 31 carries, 129 yards. So, I mean, he can go into the offseason and say, hey, I rushed for over 100 yards against a team that will more than likely play in a state championship. I mean, that is something to take into the offseason. Right. And, J.C. Vargas, made a contribution. He finished with 58 yards, solid performance. He made some plays on special teams with some returns. He had some really good returns. So those little things are going to carry into the offseason, and it's going to help them develop and get stronger. And it just only motivates you to, hey, we want to come back here.
Right.
Play in the same stadium, same field, same rounds, just like Del Rio.
Sure.
Remember Del Rio? They had that bad taste in their mouths going into that Del Rio.
There's only 8 teams now left, vying for that state championship. Talk to me a little bit about this team here, because they are a team that is very, very talented.
That is a team and prospects on their roster, and they really, really proved why. I mean, you had backs that, spun, carried the ball. I mean, that Javier Martin knows how to run the offense, did an excellent job. And
he didn't even play the whole game?
He didn't play the whole game. Brendan Brady, I mean, a lot of these guys, they did all their damage in the first half. I mean, so statistically, I mean, you had them, close to 100 or a little over 100, but a bulk of that came in the first half. But, I mean, I'm very, very impressed from top to bottom. I mean, their players are just legit. They brought it. And, I mean, they are a team to be reckoned with absolutely next week and even further. That's going to be fun to watch.
And what I really liked about them, they came out here, they played with class. They were heavy, the team to win it. Yeah,
right.
Favorites to win this game. And they came out here, scored a touchdown, give the ball back to the referee, went back to the huddle. Just came out here workmanlike throughout the entire game, took care of business. And, they knew that they were, the favorites to win this game, but they did take care of business as well.
If they really wanted to, they could have rubbed it in, a little bit more. They didn't do that. I mean, they knew, that, hey, you know, they got the lead. They came here, jumped on Weslaco East. And, yeah, it's like you say, Carlos, they did it with class. You know, there wasn't any trash talking. There wasn't any finger pointing. There wasn't any, you know, any of that.
Yeah.
That a lot of times that we see, unfortunately. But no, that wasn't the case in this game at all. I mean, you know, they had good class, and I mean, it's like we saw after the game when they shook hands, and I mean, you know, and then our guys wished them luck, you know, next week and further on, and yeah. I mean, you got to be very impressed with their class.
All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up from here at Buck Stadium. Final score 56-0. Cibolo Steele moves on to the next round of the playoffs. But the Wildcats finished the season going 3 deep into the playoffs for only the 4th time in school history, and one of only 4 teams that were left in Rio Grande Valley still playing in the 3rd round. For Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Roberto, and for everybody here at KWS, good night, everybody.